What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and we are back with another one. We're going to be having live coverage coming up soon. We're just waiting on the game to start up, but I'm just about to make sure you guys can hear me and make sure that we are live in effect. So we got the Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders. It should be a Detroit. So hold on, I'm just trying to make sure everything is set. So when the game starts up, we are all good. What's going on out there, man? I just got through watching. That was a great Buffalo, not Buffalo, but a great Baltimore, Minnesota game. Team that we lost to last week. That we were having problems with. Let me make sure everything is straight. Look like a little technical difficulties with my camera. Come on in, zoom back in. There we go. Come on back in. All right, there we go. All right, so we're just waiting on this game to start up. It sounds like I got a lot of background footage. Okay, it's probably because of that. So yeah, I'm just waiting on this game to start up, and then I'm going to start my commentary. I'm trying to see what's going on. Why have they not started this game yet? Okay, so I'm just waiting on this game to start up. I'm about to send out my invites to everyone who wants to come in. I'm just trying to make sure that we are live. Everybody can see us. Oh, why they not starting the goddamn game up? Okay, we about to start up shortly. I'm just trying to make sure I can be heard on all platforms. So give me 1 second. What the hell? What's going on? Okay, so we're just gonna listen to a little bit of what's going on in the NFL. The game has not started yet, apparently. Okay, so I'm just checking, waiting on every the game to start up. The game has not started. So I'm just trying to make sure I have everything set up so you guys can hear and see me clearly. The game has not started yet. Okay, yeah, so I can be heard. So I'll turn this down so we definitely can be heard. So yeah, the game should be getting ready to start. I'm trying to see what the hell is going on while they're delaying it. on my end. So give me 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we are live and direct. The game is getting ready to start, and as you can see, or as you can hear, you guys can't see. They're going to be without their starting quarterback, Jaden Daniels. And we definitely owe them get back from last year when we were depleted on in our secondary. We had a lot of guys hurt. So, it's next man up. There's no excuses because we had to go out there and play. But so here we go. We won the toss, and we getting ready to kick it off to Washington. So, but yeah, like I said, this is should be a good game. It's a lot of Detroit home people down there. A lot of the fans went down there to Washington today, so it should be a great game. So here we go. Kickoff is off. Great tackle. So here we go. Defense coming out. Like I said last week, we had a lot of questionable calls, a lot of penalties. That led to points for Minnesota. And what's so crazy? Minnesota lost to Baltimore today. It was a really good game. You know what I mean? So we just got to do better at schemes and matchups and blocking. That was the difference from last week. But here we go. 1st and 10, Washington on their 25-yard line. We was in the backfield, but missed tackle again. But, get into the game. But the comment section is open. I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Interact with me on today's game. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions. I have to send a few links out. I'm about to send a link out to Big Hen. Let them know we are live and in effect. Send one out to Q-Nitty. I forgot about that. So 2nd and 10. So I'm just sending out links to everybody, you guys. 2nd and 4, maybe a pickup of 3. Brian Branch is back out there. Hopefully we get Terry and Brian Branch. Hopefully we get Joseph Curry back today. Hopefully so, because we definitely missed him yesterday. Come on, Hutchinson. Okay, overthrew him. So we're putting pressure on these guys. It's a lot of holding. The refs are not giving us the calls that they gave Minnesota last week. Already started off, but so far pretty good defense for the Lions. Definitely a great call. A great no call, I should say, and a great no call on that late hit by Anzalone. So it's 4th and 3. They're getting ready to punt. We will receive the ball. So great first series on defense. A low kick, so we'll get the ball at the 20. Khalif Raymond on the return, pick up a couple of yards. Okay, like I said, I'm sending out my advice to everybody. If you guys want to come in and chop it up and join the chat, send me your email. You're more than welcome to come in. Okay, here we go. First series, first drive of the game. Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. See where we go. Hand off to Gibbs, up the middle. Pick up about 8. So that's what we need. We need to come out and establish that run early. Therefore, it's going to be able to open up the passing game late in the game. But we definitely need to go deep and definitely need to be trying to exploit Washington's secondary. We definitely need to get the ball to J-Mo often and early. Here we go. Gibbs up the middle again. Pick up for the first down. Yep. So let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. Like I said, the comment section is open. You guys, I would love for you guys to comment and interact with me. Okay, fake the Gibbs. St. Brown on the live. There we go. So the offense is so far so good, looking really good. Running on all cylinders. We're not looking sluggish. That offensive line is jumping out there, being aggressive, I should say. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from the Lions' 50-yard line. Hand off to Gibbs again. Okay, that had to be Montgomery. First handoff to Montgomery. Pick up about 4 or 5. So the offensive line is looking very aggressive today. This is the way that we need to come in for the remaining of the season. Aggressive. Like I said, we're in the division where it's tight now. Chicago is rolling. They're 6-3. They won today. Okay, Gibbs on the pass. And Bobby Wagner is going to be very busy today. He may be a little bit up in age, but he's an old veteran. He knows how to play this game. So it's definitely going to be a good defensive game. Keep track of him. All right, here we go. Gibbs up the middle again for about 5 yards. So, like I said, the running game, we're attacking. This is how we have to come out, start the game pretty much with the running game. We got 2 great running backs. We got to be able to establish this run often and early. Therefore, it's going to open up the ball downfield to J-Mo, St. Brown, and our tight ends. The comment section is open. I need for you guys to interact with me. Tell me what you think about the game thus far. Give me your thoughts on tonight's matchup. It should be Detroit takeover in Washington. A lot of fans went down there today. Pass action to J-Mo. There we go. See, and we got to do that. That's okay. That was Tesla. It looked like Tesla, I believe. Okay, that was St. Brown. But yeah, we got to be able to attack them and try to keep them honest and go deep, But that was a good play right there. Good call. St. Brown getting up a little gimpy on that play, but like I said, overall it was we need those type of plays. We have to be able to attack. We have to be able to get the ball downfield to our speedsters, J-Mo and St. Brown. 3rd and 5. Pick up to J-Mo. There we go, J-Mo. See, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of people stir up a lot of stuff, with J-Mo in the Lions. It's been a lot of talks on a lot of podcasts, meaning that he's unhappy. He's not been getting the ball a lot, but, J-Mo got to start catching his ball a lot. He dropped a lot of passes, but when he do catch the ball, he's excellent. I got a few people watching. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Up the middle again to Gibbs for about 5. You know, boy, they be out there trying to hurt Gibbs. Come on, Gibbs. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have a big game. We got to have a big game from Gibbs tonight. I want a big game from Gibbs and Montgomery. You know, I need a big game from everybody. I need Jared Goff to stay upright. We don't need a million sacks like we've been giving up the last 2 weeks. I believe we've given up 9 sacks these last two, between the last 2 games. We played 5 last week and 4 the week before then. But here we go. Goff out of the shotgun. Gibbs is in the backfield. St. Brown is in the timeout, Detroit. Timeout, Washington. So, yeah, you know, we're looking good, man. We rolling on all cylinders. You know, the defense came out, looked good, had a pretty good stop on Washington's first drive. You know, this is our first drive. Thus far, we're looking pretty decent, you know, but we got to put up points. You know, like I said, the comment section is open. I would love for you guys to interact with me. All right, out of the shotgun again, Gibbs in the backfield. Okay, there's a passing play. Gibbs down the middle for the passing play, touchdown. There we go, and that's how we got to strike, man. You know what I mean? We came out very aggressive, completed all third downs. You know, that's what I think we were 3 of 15 or 16 last week in third downs. Horrible, you know, but we came out on our first drive, looked good. This is what we got to have. This is how we got to look. Each and every possession we touched the ball. Gibbs was early. They went to him early and often on the running game, and he received this in the passing game. So good drive, good start. You know, so give a thumbs up to the Lions. That was a great first offensive possession. You know, like I said, the comment section is open. You know, I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You know, I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts, hear you guys' opinion on tonight's game. 7-0 Lions, baby. We up. Okay, so they getting ready to go to a commercial. What's up out there, y'all? You know, the comment section is open. Interact with your boy. I sent out a few invites. You guys are more than welcome to come on in and send me your email. I will bring you in if you want to come in and join the show. Yeah, but it was a great first drive. We look good on that drive. And then again, let me make sure you guys can hear me. We were 30 of 15 or 16. Okay, so I definitely should be heard. Okay, I just want to make sure. But yeah, man, we looking good. You know, that's how we should come out every drive. You know what I mean? Got a few people watching. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment. And comment and let me know what you think about that first drive. A beautiful drive. Like I said, a lot of people been getting on Johnny Morton about some of the offensive calls that's been going on. You know what I mean? But he's getting. I'm not going to say last week was questionable with a lot of schemes, I should say, blocking schemes that they were running. So hopefully they get back to the drawing board this week. Was able to get under, watch film work and see where they went wrong at, because I went back and I watched film work and I saw that the schemes that they had Jahmyr Gibbs back there blocking, 6'4" linebackers, because Minnesota definitely has some big linebackers all the way across 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" linebackers back there, so that was a big task for our running backs, even though Montgomery's able to handle, the bigger backs out of the 2 backs that we got. So like I said, this first series was a great series. We came out rolling on all cylinders, and we just need to keep that pace. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get this adjusted. I'm still having problems with this side of my ear. So if you see me messing with the headphones, it's because face is still a little swollen. But yeah, what's going on out there, man? Comment, let me know what you think about the game. thus far. You know, it should be a Detroit takeover down there in Washington.
Able to answer that question and more.
Yeah, I'm giving you guys a little look at what I be looking at, you know, when I'm doing everything. So I be running this a one-man show sometimes. So I had a lot of stuff back here that that I'm fumbling around and messing with, trying to bring you guys good content, but let me get off that. I don't want to get copy written. I'll go ahead and switch that back over, but yeah, it's been a good game thus far. The Lions been doing their thing. This is the second possession for Washington coming out. Come on. See, and this is the second game in a row where we allow a great kickoff return, but we got to clean that up too. Okay, defense. So, okay, we had a great first possession on that first go-round. All right, here we go up the middle. Fake up the middle. Caught. Okay, the ball was caught. That first down, Washington. 13-yard pickup. So yeah, Washington has great field position due to the run back on the kickoff return. But defense got to step up. Here we go, 1st and 10. Marietta over the middle, caught. Maybe a 7-yard pickup to the tight end. Yeah, like I said, man, Chicago won today. I got to finish looking at the rest of the scores, but this division is loaded. We have the toughest division, I believe, in football, in my opinion. All right, here we go. 2nd and 3 from the 40-yard line. Running to the right, well, to the left, I should say. Looked like he had maybe close to the first down. Yeah, they gave him the first down, 1st and 10. But like I said, the comment section is open. You guys come on in, interact with your boy. Let me know what you think about today's game. Okay. All right, well, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. So from our 30-yard line, I should say. That's broken up. Mr. Everything. Having a great year, just got a multi-million-dollar deal contract. They extended his contract, gave him that big. He got the bag. Proved that his leg was ready to go. He's looking great out there. If I'm not mistaken, leading the team in sacks. I'll get his exact number in sacks in a second. All right, 2nd and 10 from our 30. Turn around. Good defense. So yeah, that's what we got to do, man. Our DBs, we've been pretty solid for the most part. With our DBs all year. You got to turn around, Terry, and there we go. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. Look like a flag going to be on Washington. Yeah, false start on Washington. So yeah, like I said, the comment section is open. I would love for you guys to interact. Tell me what you think about tonight's matchup. It's going to be hopefully a great game from Detroit, offensively and defensively. All right, here we go. 3rd and 15. Okay, they didn't get the first down, but I believe they should be in field goal range. So this probably would be like a 40, 45, 50-yard field goal attempt. Hopefully we can get some hands up and get a block, and they won't come away with no points. Field goal is good. That's okay. Good defensive series. We held them to 3 points. We'll get the ball back with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first quarter. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good, defensive game. Offense is getting ready to come out on their second possession. Like I said, we've gotten Gibbs involved early for the touchdown. We've gotten the ball to St. Brown. We've gotten the ball to J-Mo. Now we just got to mix it up a little bit more. Get the ball to our tight ends. And just keep the ball rolling. You know what I mean? Bring Montgomery in. Pound him down a little bit in the second quarter. And bring him in and pound him down in the fourth quarter. In the second half. That's what Montgomery is good for. That's what we bring him in to wear out that defense, to tire that defense out, I should say. But yeah, I have no complaints thus far. Everything is looking good. Offensive plays, offensive coordinators have been calling great calls. There have not been any mix up with pass protection. We had a lot of that mix up last week. Gibbs should have not been back there trying to block linebackers, and that was the mix up, in my opinion, in the loss last week, besides the penalties that we got. We had a ton of penalties. We set a season high in penalties last week. So we got to be able to cut down on the penalties. You know what I mean? So, so like I said, I need for you guys to interact. Let me know what you think about today's game. Let me know what you think about how we looking thus far. Chicago won today. So we got Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. They did lose today. They beat us last week, and they were kind of coming on. It was a good game between them and Baltimore, but they could not pull it out. But like I said, we got Green Bay and Chicago, right there with us atop of the division. So we got to continue to be able to keep pace and continue to keep pushing and, just putting up points and doing our thing. Yep. So, like I said, I'm just giving you guys a little sneak peek on my view on what I look at when I'm back here controlling things. I got a few things that I'm going on trying to make sure that, I keep you guys entertained, by talking and watching you guys over here, who's over interacting with me. And like I said, I got a few people that's supposed to be joining the show too. I'm waiting on Big Ken, Nitty, and a few other people that I sent links out to. But, until then, I'm going to keep you guys tuned in, chimed in to the latest and, greatest news coming from this game. Well, here we go. We got the game coming back. We getting ready to receive the ball. The comment section is open. So I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give me your opinion on today's game. So here we go. The ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. You take a knee. So here's Goff getting ready to come out. First drive was impressive. We need to duplicate that first drive. That's big. You got to look at Jahmyr Gibbs. They had him out there blocking, like I said, 6'4", 240-pound linebackers. He's not that really big of a guy. So that was a lot on him to be able to do last week. But here we go. St. Brown. St. Brown is just so good, man, with catching the ball. It's very rare that he drops the ball. He has excellent hands, excellent feet, and just an all-around great receiver out there. They got big skipper out there. Oh, wow. They got a big offensive lineman out there, wide receiver. Okay, Gibbs up the middle. Okay, Montgomery. There we go. Montgomery out there looking like Gibbs. That boy, he explosive too, at times. Good run, probably about an 8-yard pickup. Hold on to that ball. Montgomery had a key fumble last week, that Minnesota was able to capitalize and get points off of. So we have to be conscious of that. We have to be able to hold on to the ball, have no turnovers, and just play a good, solid offensive game. And we should be able to, run the score up on these boards. All the analysts and all the, TV shows and podcasts that's doing shows on this. Everybody has us up winning by double digits. So, we just got to go on out there and do our job and, put up the numbers like we've been putting up. Yeah. So give me your opinion. Tell me what you think thus far, how the Lions been looking. Like I said, a lot of people have been on Johnny Morton, our offensive coordinator, for that last game, rightfully so. We had some mix-ups in the blocking scheme that allowed Minnesota, defense to be able to penetrate our offensive line to get through, and was able to sack Jared Goff 5 times last week, and that made a difference, in the game, and Minnesota came out with the W. So hopefully we've corrected those things. We're looking good so far. Last week we came out on our first possession and scored. This week we came out again on our first possession and scored. This is our second possession, so hopefully we can keep things going. Yeah. Like I said, it was some good games today. I watched that Baltimore-Minnesota game. That was a very great game. Minnesota is a good squad. They took a loss, to Baltimore. Was a really good game. It kind of reminded me of the game that we played with them, besides, Lamar Jackson. He was able to, be on the scramble and be elusive, versus Jared Goff standing there in that pocket taking 5 sacks like how we did last week. But hopefully things have changed. Hopefully we've patched things up. We're watching film work. That's how you do it. You go back and you watch tape of the game and, you correct your mistakes, and you go forward. But the chat is open. I got a few people watching. I need for you guys to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Panay Sue looks like he's a little hurt. He's walking off on his own hour, so hopefully it's nothing major. So, but here we go. Lions second possession, I should say. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Okay, over the middle. Tyler Decker. Come on, going on down. Don't get hurt. I mean, Sam Laporte, I should say. And that's who we have to we have to keep him involved. He's key on 3rd downs and 1st downs, I should say. But a big aggressive tight end. So here we go. We've marched down the field pretty quick. We are at our 20-yard line, 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Goss out of the shotgun, no runners in the backfield. Over the middle. Come on, you got to hold on to that. St. Brown. Just was talking about how he don't drop passes. I just said that. You don't see that often. Yeah, he just dropped that, and you don't see that at all. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 from the Lions 15-yard line. Up the middle, Montgomery. There we go. He pick up a maybe 4. There we go. But yeah, Montgomery's looking great. Offensive line looking good. They've been running golf out of the shotgun a lot. Maybe because of the pressure that came last week. And I'm quite sure Washington was going to try to relive and redo that same defense that Minnesota had. So, just to keep him off of pressure, they're keeping him out of the shotgun, it looks like. There we go. To the tight end on third down, I just called that. We have to go to him often and early, and especially on third downs when we need that first down. Because most teams look to try to stop St. Brown because we go to him a lot also for first downs and third downs. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. All right, 1st and 10, the 13-yard line up the middle to Montgomery. Maybe a pickup of 4. That keep them honest. You know what I mean? We got to run a lot of plays like that up the middle to Gibbs and Montgomery. Therefore, late in the game, we're able to open it up and keep them honest on the run, and we'll be able to get the ball downfield to our speedsters. All right, here we go. Golf out of the gun. Out of the eye. Montgomery in the backfield. Come on, get rid of the ball. The fuck? Sometimes golfs make slow decisions because you had St. Brown open. You had him open. Trying to rip that boy jersey off. But okay, that was a good defensive play on that play. So here we go, 3rd and 7. And we can pick up a first down on the 2-yard line. First down, touchdown, St. Brown. There we go. And that's how we got to do it. You know what I mean? There we go. St. Brown on the 3rd down. I called it. He redeemed himself on that drop. There we go. So 14-3, first quarter. We scored on our first 2 drives, and we got to continue to do that the rest of this game. We got to let the rest of the league know that that we are still the kings of the NFC. We got a tough game coming up next week against Philadelphia. We definitely want to go into that game looking great. Yep, and like I said, most analysts and people that picked this game picked us to win by double digits. But yeah, great possession. Lions are looking good. We are rolling. There we go. So, but yeah, like I said, the comment section is open. I would love for you guys to, come on in, interact with your boy. It's been a good game so far. Let me know what you think of how this offense has been looking. The defense has been looking great. We've given up 3 points, and that was due to a great kickoff return. We have to go and correct that too. The last 2-3 weeks we've allowed teams to have excellent field position. Therefore, they're able to get points, off of, great field position, from kickoff return. So we have to eliminate that, and clean that up too. You know what I mean? Other than that, the Lions are looking good thus far. I have no complaints at all. Yep. So just making sure I can be heard again because I've been having some technical difficulties early. Yeah, but yeah, man, the comment section is open. I definitely want you guys to interact with me today on this game. I'm going to send some more invites out. make sure everybody got my invite. So I'm getting ready to send more invites out. If you guys that's watching now, if you want to come on in and interact with me, send me your email so I can send you the link to be able to get in. Yep. So thus far, man, it's been a great first quarter for the Lions. We're putting up 14 points, maybe be able to put up 21. If this defense comes back out and shut them down again. But I'm sending sending invites out to my dog Q Nitty, Big Hen, and whoever else want to come in and interact with us and talk about this Lions game. It's always a good conversation and good talk. Send one out to my boy Big Dave. He been in my head for a little bit. I understand he's been going through some things, trying to get some things situated, I should say. Yeah, but the Lions are looking good. So we are back. So here we go with another kickoff return. We have to not allow these teams to start off with great position, because most of the time those lead back to points. So here we go. Okay, so we stopped them on the 25-yard line. So here we go. I got a few people watching. The comment section is open, you guys. Chop it up with your boy. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think about tonight's matchup. Panay Sewell. Yeah, hopefully he'll be okay. He was able to walk off the field on his own power. All right, 1st and 10, up the middle, maybe about 7. Good pickup. Gain of 6. We have great linebackers. I think we probably have one of the great linebacking crews in the league. Jack Campbell and Alonzi, and I forget the other. He'll come to me in a second. Wow. Pass completed for about 15. First down. Okay, Panusu is back out of the tent. So hopefully he's okay. He'll be able to come back in when we go back on offense. All right, here we go. 2nd and 4 on the Lions 50-yard line. Maybe a yard pickup. Yeah. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 9 from the 50-yard line. Overthrow. All right, so 1 second left in the first quarter, so they will have one more play. There will be one more play. He definitely is. And that's what we got to do. We have to test the secondary of Washington and the rest of the league. Golf got to start throwing that ball downfield. Even if we don't complete it, it'll keep teams honest with J-Mo. We got one of the fastest receivers in the league. You have to exploit that. Damn. Got him. There we go. Brian Branch on the motherfucking sack. See, that's what I'm talking about. We got DBs back there getting sacks. There we go. So that will end the first quarter, on the Brian Branch sack. Excellent play. The defense is up to it today. I wish we would have been up to it last week, even though the defense still had a pretty decent game as being able to hold all receivers under 100 yards, their running backs under 100 yards, and their quarterback under 150 yards, and they still won the game. That just let you know that points over turnovers, they were getting points off of turnovers that, led into points. We were penalty plagued last week. That led into first downs that led into points. So it looks like thus far we've cleaned a lot of that up, cleaned up the blocking schemes thus far. It's still early, still getting ready to go into the second quarter. Yep. So let me know what you guys think thus far of the game. You know what I mean? It's been a really good game. Yep. So let me know what you guys think. The comment section is open. I'm just trying to interact with you guys. And like I said, you guys got to excuse me. I'm still trying to keep these headphones adjusted because they're a little swollen on the left side of my face and my ears. So it's kind of uncomfortable. I'm trying to adjust this without it being a problem. Yeah. So how's everybody's Sunday going thus far? It's been some pretty good games going on today. I want to I forget my guy who was on the chat with me last night, but I see your coach won, man. They had a good game. I had to go back and look up your name, but I talked to a Coach fan last night. He was chopping it up with me all last night during the broadcast. The coach looking good, man. I think Buffalo may have lost today. So it's going to be an interesting week going into next week. And I was a week off with my prediction. I believe I said there will not be any undefeated teams by week 3. I think it went to week 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm mistaken, you guys. But like I said, the Lions have been looking good thus far, man. I have no complaints. Hopefully we can keep everything rolling on all cylinders. We are live and we are broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So we are on all 3 platforms, social media platforms, broadcasting live. So if you do want to come in and you want to join the show and you want to come up here on this panel and be live, send me your email. I will send you a link and I will be able to bring you in that way. So here we go. All right, so it's 4th and 22. So they're getting ready to punt. So we getting ready to have our 3rd possession. Good tackle. Normally Raymond gets such pretty good field position, but that was a great tackle. You can't get it every time all the time. Yeah, but here we go with our 3rd possession of the game. We scored on our first 2 possessions. Golf looked really pretty good. Touchdown. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, 1 to Gibbs and 1 to St. Brown. So here we go with our 3rd possession. He's been looking good. They've been keeping him upright, and if you keep Golf upright and you keep him protected, he's a really good quarterback. Penny Sewell is back, so that's a good look. Penny Sewell, I should say. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from our maybe 12-yard line or 13-yard line. 3rd possession coming out. A little trickery to Raymond. Okay, that was a good one. We still got that. We still got a lot of trickery that we do, even though we don't have Ben Johnson. We still have been able to, keep a lot of tricks in our bag, I should say. All right, here we go. 2nd and 2. Gibbs in the backfield. Goff out of the eye. Gibbs up the middle. Listen, Gibbs is one play. Gibbs normally is one play, one linebacker away from breaking a long. Exactly. And we got to keep this up. We have, if in my opinion, the best offense out there in the NFL. You know what I mean? So, as long as our offensive line is keeping Jared Goff upright, we can compete with anybody. Gibbs up the middle, and he may be gone. Okay. Pick up about 40. Good run. Okay, 27. Good run. And that's what I said, man. We have to be able to go to Gibbs and get Gibbs 6 rushes, 58 yards. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to have. We still have a whole second quarter. Fake to Gibbs. Get rid of it, Goff. Incomplete. Wow. Goff been trying to hold on to the ball a lot. Get rid of that motherfucker, Goff. It's like Goff be running in slow motion out there sometimes. Man, listen, if Goff had a little bit more mobility to himself, he would be unstoppable. But unfortunately, it is what it is. That's why he got to stay back there in that pocket. And then when it closes, you got to step up and get rid of that goddamn ball. Quit holding on to it. Okay, Goff to Gibbs. Came close to the first down. Yard short. All right, here we go. 3rd and 2. Goff out of the shotgun. Gibbs in the backfield. Up the middle to Gibbs. At the first down. And that was a good call, good play. Good push from the offensive line to allow Gibbs to be able to pick up that first down. You got the old veteran Bobby Wagner out there still playing. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10, the Lions from the 28-yard line. Raymond with the reception, wide open. Pick up, first down. It's weird seeing Raymond out there. We have multiple receivers we can go to. I would like to see what's his name out there too. The boy with the hands. It'll come to me in 1 second. I'm glad to see Khalif back up and out there. He was injured a few weeks ago. Gibbs up the middle. Okay. Back to the line of scrimmage, if anything. All right, here we go. 2nd and 9. We marched up the field pretty quick. I didn't even realize we were down there. So first and 10 from our 20. No, actually 2nd and 9 from our 20. Flag coming up. Get rid of it, go. But where's the flag at? The fuck? Look like a offense on offsides on defense. Yep. There it is. Be unstoppable. But unfortunately, it is what it is. That's why he got to stay back there in that pocket. And then when it closes, you got to step up and get rid of that goddamn ball. Quit holding on to it. Okay, go off to okay, here we go. Go off out of the eye. We got fullback in the backfield, Gibbs in the backfield also. Up the middle to Gibbs. Up the middle to Gibbs. Sorry about that. Just had a call from Big Ken. Touchdown Gibbs. There we go. All right, Lions score. Big Ken, I sent you an invite. Come on in, big dog. Send you another invite. Yep. So we score on our 3rd possession. So that's what I'm talking about. We have to be very aggressive. And thus far, the Lions have came out very aggressive this game. And the offensive line, not even the offensive line, our tight end, Laporta, and St. Brown pushed him in for the extra 3 yards. So yeah, we've looking great. We just scored on our 3rd possession, 21-3. Still 9 minutes and 41 seconds. Left in the quarter. We have a Washington Commander defender that's down. Gibbs has scored 2 touchdowns. One running and 1 passing. Yeah, but we got a player down, so give me a second. I just want to make sure you guys can hear what I'm hearing. Yard short. Okay, so that definitely can't be heard. What's up, Big Ken? Hold on, bro. I sent you a link. I'm live. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. All right, here we go. 3rd and 2. Golf out of the shotgun to Gibbs in the backfield. Up the middle to Gibbs. At the 1st down. Okay, so it looked like you got a defender from Washington that's hurt. It's been a pause in the game due to a defender that's hurt, but he's walking off the field on his own power, which is a good thing. He sent Big Ken another. Okay, so we just waiting to score this extra point. Okay, so I sent Big Ken. Hopefully he'll be joining us soon. Okay, that's why they were picking us by double digits. Yep. So we're just waiting on time to come. Time for this time to come back in. We're on the injury timeout. Wow. So you have a player from Washington that has been ejected from the game. So we have to find out what that was all about. That's probably why St. Brown was huffing and puffing over here. Look like we're going for 2. Up the middle, and we get it. Montgomery for the 2. All right, so it's 22-3. All right, so 22-3, and a flag just been thrown. But yeah, 22-3. We've scored on our first 3 possessions. Lions looking good on all cylinders. I have no complaints. Everybody is looking good. You know what? That's probably why that can't be heard, because I had that up. But you guys let me know if you can hear the commentating good and everything. So I'm gonna not step out for a second. I'm just gonna make sure you guys can hear what I've been hearing. That's why you got to stay back there in the pocket. And when you coach, you got to step up and get rid of that. Here we go. Golf out of the eye. We got fullback in the backfield, Gibbs in the backfield also. Up the middle to Gibbs. Up the middle to Gibbs. Sorry about that. Just had a call from VIKINGS. You know what? I don't know why it's not letting. Hold on. I don't know why it's not letting the commentating come through. So I'm just going to probably play this too. Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting it come through my mixer. So I'm probably going to just turn that off and just let it come through here.
Just $10 tender juicy chicken McNuggets plus hot salted fries. A medium drink. The 10-piece McNuggets meal for $8. Start Saturday strong. Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by McDonald's.
All right, so hopefully you guys can hear what I'm hearing. All right, Lions score. All right, we are back.
87 yards for the Lions. Second touchdown of the day for Gibbs. Running in from 13 yards out. And then the Lions.
Okay, so that was a running touchdown by Gibbs.
And a flag was thrown after we went to break. Personal foul. The Commanders' Kinlaw. So the Lions will kick off from the 50.
Yeah, Commanders' defense looks unhinged right now. You have Jerron Payne, who just got ejected. Ron Kinlaw gets a penalty. Now they're kicking off from the 50, and it's really good.
All right, so we're getting ready to kick off for my 50. So, all right, what the fuck?
So we saw.
So he kicked the ball out of bounds, so they'll have great field position. What the hell was that?
At the 25-yard line.
So that's what benefits the Lions.
Okay, see, with these new rule changes, I'm confused about that.
Let's take a look at Jerron Payne. He is right there. Amon-Ra St. Brown is walking, and then he just
Wow. Yeah, he did.
throws a punch right at Amon-Ra. Makes no sense to me. He gets ejected, and then Javon Kinlaw, he actually hits the official who then throws a flag on him for unnecessary roughness. Like, this is all bad.
Yeah, that was crazy. I did not see that. I was wondering why St. Brown was over there. All right, here we go. First and 10.
So getting back to the kickoff for a second. The kickoff into the end zone is a touchback. They bring it out to the 35. Right. But because of the Washington penalty, the Lions kicked off from midfield. If you kick it off out of bounds, they take over at the 25. Smart play.
All right, so here we go. Lions 2nd and 9.
That's a nice job by the special teams of the Lions. The Commanders right now looking at a 2nd and long.
2nd and long. Lions looking to blitz. Commanders out of the shotgun. Mariota. Ball is completed.
makes the catch. Well, the Detroit 33, a 41-yard connection.
41-yard connection. You know, see, and these are the things that we, and that normally, and that was on Brian Branch. So, you know, hey, good pass, good play. Can't stop them all.
Nice play for a big game. And boy, did the Commanders need that.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. The Commanders are on our 35-yard line, up the middle. Wow, good running play. Pick up about 8.
Thank you so much, Kenny. Rams at 14. Matthew Stafford rolled out, throws his second touchdown pass at the first half. This one to Davis Allen, but with that,
Yeah, see, the teams are rolling today. LA is up 21-0 over San Francisco in the second quarter.
Wow, thanks, Carissa. There's the man you were slated for. The swap.
2nd and 1.
The Rams, the Lions. Jared Goff, Stafford coming into this game. 21 touchdown pass this season, leading the league, top third. Stafford and Justin Herbert. There's Rodriguez.
All right, pick up the first down.
Picks up the first down for the Commanders. Midway through the second quarter.
The only difference, Matthew Stafford has 1 Super Bowl win. Jared Goff still searching for it. When you look at the trade and you say, well, who came out on top? I mean, yeah, for the Super Bowl Stafford, but man, how fun has it been watching this offense? How fun has it been?
The offense has been rolling. They've been great. We've looked great on all possessions. You have no complaints today from the Lions offense. Now it's time for the defense to step it up a little bit more.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Let's take a look at Roy Lopez.
Loss of 2
making sure that
on the tackle from Detroit defense. Good stop.
Tyler Biadasz pushes him back into the running back, makes the play. And I told you, these guys, they were kicked around a little bit last week. You know that this is a prideful team. They were going to come back. They were going to play hard.
We have to. We have to come back and play prideful this week and come back with a great win and a present win. So what would be great if we can keep them to 3 points or less on this possession. Let's go, defense. Mariota on the run. Hit his ass. Get it. There we go. Let's go.
16-yard line.
3rd and 3.
It's nice protection. Just take a look at Hayden Hutchinson and the protection that they have on him. And Laramie Tunsil.
I have not heard Aiden Hutchinson's name been called yet today. We got to get these guys back there.
Going up against really good defensive ends, and Mariota running the football, takes a little shot at the end. Brings up this 3rd and
All right, here we go. 3rd and 3. I'm surprised they didn't throw that flag on Branch for that hit. Didn't get the first down. Short. So, I mean, 22-3, 5 minutes left in the first half. Go for it. You know, but this is a good possession for our defense to come up with a stop.
If I'm looking this foot down play, I would have a run pass option for Marcus Mariota here as well.
All right, here we go. 4th and 1. They're going for it. Yes, you can. God, shit. Pick up the first down. That's okay. That's okay.
What a throw. What a shot that Zach Ertz took.
No, he zipped that in there. That was a good pass. Good completion.
Zach Ertz is in the slot.
And great catch.
Right between
right behind the defenders.
Devontae Maddox sees it just a little too late. He breaks on the football. But, man, give Zach Ertz credit. That is a way to hold on to the football and get that first down for the Commanders.
All right, here we go. 1st and goal on the 7-yard line. Running play. Deebo Samuel. I didn't even know he played. I forgot he played with Washington. So try to give it to Deebo Samuels on the handoff. He maybe picked up a yard.
So many times you go back to his 49ers days where he would do that, pick up 10, 20 yards right there.
Maybe a yard.
Explosion, right? That's what you want to see from him. That short.
So you still got Deebo Samuel still out there. So be aware of him, defenders. Hopefully, do not. I want to shut them out. I do not want them to get any shots on this possession. Touchdown. Okay. We allow the touchdown on this possession. It's all good. Defense been playing pretty good. We getting ready to get the ball back before half, and then I believe we received the ball, after halftime. So yeah, let me. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Give me 1 second.
It's third of the season.
Up to 25. Smart play. So here we go. Ryan's second and 9. It's a nice job by special teams for Lions. Right now, we get second and long. Lions winning the blitz.
What a response.
Mariota.
Your veterans getting kicked out, another one getting an unsportsmanlike. All the offense does is go out there, make a huge play down the field. Marcus Mariota putting touch on the football, and then just rolling their way into the game for a touchdown. Nice job.
Okay, so I just want to check and make sure that you guys can hear the commentary. You guys can. So Washington has scored 22-10. 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the second quarter. My bad. Yep. So, like I said, the comment section is open. I would love for you guys to come on in and chop it up with me. I would love to hear you guys' opinion on tonight's game. Just trying to make sure I'm. All right, there we go. So yeah, man, it's been a great game thus far. Defense finally giving up a touchdown late in the second quarter, but for the most part, the defense has been looking great this game. Offense have been rolling on all cylinders. We will be on our fourth possession of the game, getting ready to come up. We scored on our first 3 possessions. The fourth one is coming up. I believe Gibbs has a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and St. Brown has a touchdown. Yep. So we rolling, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give me you guys' his opinion. Let me know what you think about the game so far. One Pride, they've been rolling. We've been doing our thing. I just wish I wish we would have looked this way last week against Minnesota. You know what I mean? But that's okay. We'll bounce back. Like I said, Dan Campbell is great after a loss, getting the team motivated, getting them back out there to get a win. And it looks like we're heading that way today. It's been a great game out there. We got a lot of Detroit Lions fans down there in Washington cheering on the Lions. It's a good look for the team, and it's just a good look all around. So here the game coming. The game is back on. So that was a good drive on Washington. They put a good 75-yard drive, 10 plays, 75 yards for the touchdown.
They did not stop the run. They just rushed in for a touchdown there. Yeah, it was one big play by Mariota. After that, it was run the football.
Pretty much. All right, so here we go. Kickoff. Look like we'll have some running room. There we go. All right, so we'll come out with pretty good field position to start this fourth possession. 22-10 Lions.
A replaying ceremony, at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. And today he actually gave 10 tickets to some of those guards, he said, listen, they don't get the acknowledgement that they have earned and of course deserve. But if I can brighten their day a little bit because of all they do to defend our country, that's what I hope to do. So Zach Ertz, always looking out for our armed forces.
All right, thanks very much, Megan.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Golf out of the guy up the middle. Fake to Montgomery. There we go. Completed to Raymond. What? He caught that. That looked like he caught that.
Good news for Washington. Frankie Luger back on the field, but remember they are without.
Let's see that. They ruled that incomplete.
Attempted catch by Raymond.
What you can't see it from that angle.
From that angle, looks like the official had a better look at it. Meanwhile, Dan Campbell.
Okay, so he's throwing the flag. So Dan Campbell thinks that Khalif Raymond caught the ball, which to me it looks from that angle it was hard to see. I'll be honest. All right, so we got a timeout on the field. They're getting ready to overlook that play. I just need to see it from the other angle before I give my, my thoughts on that. All right, so yeah, we've been looking good on all cylinders. We've been rolling. So I just want to keep this shit rolling, keep things going.
I want to shut them out. I do not want them to get any sense on this profession.
Okay, let me mute this. Sorry about that, guys.
That's fine.
So what's going on out there? YouTube, Facebook. How's everybody's Sunday been going? Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Hopefully this W will make everybody have a great weekend leading up until the work week. Because I know how I am sometimes when the Lions lose, it starts a fucked up work week. You know what I mean? So there's nothing like coming off of a good win, week, getting ready to start your work week, to a win with your team. Yep. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. Definitely want you guys to interact. We're approaching halftime. It's 22-10, I believe. We're on our 4th possession, so hopefully we can punch the ball in before halftime, and we do get the ball back at halftime. It's been a pretty physical game thus far, but the Lions has dominated in all facets of the game. I sent out invites. I see you guys didn't want to come in. I'll send more out at halftime and see if you guys still want to come in, because like I said, I'm going to be here and do the whole game like we always do. Yep. So what's going on out there, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a happy Sunday. Hopefully this Lions game is making everybody's day. We got a lot of fans out there in Washington. The game is back on. Here we go. That's a catch.
Football security, it does not hit the ground.
That's a catch.
It's going to be a first down for the
There we go.
Lions. While we were watching, it looks like Dan Campbell is much more involved in the play calling right now for the offense. He has a play call sheet. He's looking through it. I've seen him talking and communicating.
So Dan out here calling plays.
Not going to say 100% he's calling the plays, but he's definitely involved in what's going on.
All right, here we go. First and 10. Shotgun, trick play up the middle. Yeah, Montgomery for about 5.
For the Washington 47, there's John Morton, the offensive coordinator upstairs.
Yep. And usually by this time, you see the offensive coordinator start to signal down to the personnel that he wants to have. And it looks like really Dan Campbell is the one signaling the personnel to go onto the field. Then from there, it goes down through his play sheet.
All right, 2nd and 7 looks like we have another commander player that's hurt. So it'll be an injury timeout, it looks like.
Looks like it's going to be the center, Graham Glasgow, because we're watching backup center warming up with Jared
Look like we
Goff.
may have a Lions player now.
Hopefully it's going to be okay, but we'll be back.
It looks like Glasgow is done, so hopefully everything is all right. We'll be able to get him back up.
For adults with
So,
type 2 diabetes.
we had a commercial break for a timeout. But yeah, man, it's been a pretty good game. It's been a great game for the Lions thus far. We are on our fourth possession. We're just on an injury timeout. Look like Glasgow is hurt. Hopefully he can get up and walk off on his own power, and we'll be able to return back to the game. But we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Interact with your boy. Let me know what you think about today's game. So I want to make sure I can be heard over here on Facebook. Boy, let me know what you think about today's game. So I want to make sure I can be heard over here on Facebook. Okay, so we definitely can be heard over here on Facebook. So interact with your boy. Like I said, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. But it's been a good game, man. I have no complaints thus far. I just want to get out of this game injury free. We've had a few injuries thus far. Panay Sewell, he went down, but he was able to come back, and now we got Glasgow down. So hopefully he'll be able to, walk it off and be able to return back to the game. Yep. So thus far, man, it's been a great game. We've gotten Gibbs involved. We've gotten our tight end involved. We have St. Brown involved. We just need to get J Mo a little bit more involved and Laporte a little bit more involved in this upcoming second half. And it'll be all around game, all around game from everyone. Yep. So I have no complaints. They've been doing everything that they needed to do. They cleaned up the blocking scheme that was a problem last week. And we don't have those issues. So we're rolling. We're rolling on all cylinders. So let me know. Comment, tell me what you think, how the Lions game looked thus far. Give me your opinion. I would love to hear your thoughts. All right, here we go. So we are back. The game is back on.
So you can see
I hope it's not big.
as soon as Tate Ratledge pancakes his player, he's going to actually land on the calf of Grant Glasgow. That's where you see the injury happen. He was able to get back.
Okay, he's back up.
Looks like he wants to play. He is really
okay, so he's up and he looks like he's going to be okay. But Montgomery up the middle. So that's a good thing. I don't want to see anybody hurt. I love to be able to get through these games without any key injuries. Injuries is a part of the game, but we don't like to see anyone get hurt. Yeah, it looks like Dan Campbell is a little bit more involved in these offensive plays this game. All right, here we go. So Goff in the shotgun, Montgomery in the backfield with him. Hand off to Montgomery. Falls down, didn't pick. Well, he's still up. Pick up of maybe one or two. All right, so we are to the 2-minute warning. It's been a good first half for the Lions, 22-10. We've given up a touchdown late in the second quarter, but for the most part, we've pretty much shut Washington down. We got the ball left with 2 minutes left, and we get the ball back at halftime. So if we go ahead and capitalize on this can pretty much put this ball game away. If we can go ahead and put a touchdown up up before halftime, I should say. Yeah, but I got a few people watching. Now, definitely the comment section is open. Tell me what you guys think about the offense. Tell me what you think about the defense. How have we looked to you? We've definitely looked better than what we looked last week. The offensive line has come together. Even the secondary is looking better. We have not been – I don't even think we've gotten a penalty today. And that's what's so crazy from last week. So, give me your thoughts. It's been an all-around overall good game from all facets of the game today. From defense to offense and to special teams. We just got to clean up these kickoff returns from the opposing side. From them getting good field position, I should say. Yep. So, man, and we definitely needed this win. We got a big game coming up next week against Philadelphia on the road. So this is going to be a great, motivational win coming off of that loss last week from Minnesota. And it was a great game that Minnesota played today with Baltimore. Baltimore was able to come out with that win, but it was a great game. So Chicago won today. We're going to have I think 3 teams in our division that's going to be 6-3. Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago. Minnesota lost to Baltimore today. They were rolling last week. They beat us, but they still look good. The season for them is not over with. They may be able. You may see all 4 teams from our division make the playoffs, if possible. Well, you know what? That may not be possible because you have to have the 4 division winners, but you may see 2 or 3. You may see 2 wild cards and 1 divisional winner in the playoffs. But here we go. We're back.
The White House for a short trip for the President of the United States.
Okay, they got Trump at the game, watching the game.
During the third quarter.
President Trump, a huge sports fan. I've seen him at some of the UFC matches down in Miami. Always attending when he can.
All right, here we go. 4th and 1. So we are going for it. We did not get the first down. A fake to Laporta. There we go. Because they was on that run. That was a great offensive call by Johnny Morton, if he called that play. Because the run was shut down. The rush they got through there. They did. There you go, Sam. That was a hell of a play. And these are the plays that we need to run. And these are the type of plays that in situations like this, where we need to go down deep on like 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, and 4th and 1. Take the ball deep. But good pickup. Here we go. First down. Another fake to Montgomery. He just throw the ball down.
Commanders defense read that beautifully. They were trying to get a screen to Montgomery, all types of misdirection. Armin Raw going one way, everybody going another way, and then you're going to see David Montgomery trying to hide in there, but this is a really nice job by the defense. Frankie Louvu, he's right there. Jared Goff sees it and said,
yeah, that was a good pickup by the defense. So Jared just threw the ball on the ground. Smart play by Jared Goff.
We talked about how good he is at all the different positions. Man coverage.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and 10. Lions are on our 30-yard line. Goff out of the shotgun. Come on. Montgomery maybe a loss of 3.
Yeah, very surprising.
Wow, Von Miller still out there playing?
Went for it on 4th down. They get it.
Timeout taken by Washington.
All right, timeout by Washington.
If you have a small business, you might not know you could be wasting money on your mobile plan.
It looked like Dan is definitely involved with, with a lot of these offensive plays this game. I never really saw him, this involved with the play sheet, with the offensive play sheet, I say. But whatever it takes to get a win, let's get it.
Guaranteed for 3 years on America's most reliable 5G network.
All right, here we go.
Here's Joe Witt, the defensive coordinator for the Washington. He calls the plays. Looks like they will maybe call the plays, but the play selection for the offense was a little off because they go for it on 4th down, they convert, and usually it's been ground and pound.
Yeah.
They try to screen. It sets them.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. That's completed to Laporta. Maybe short a yard. So I say go for it.
Inside of Washington 20.
Let's go for it.
The Lions go for it on 4th down so often. It's not even.
Look like we're getting ready to go for it. Got a few people watching. If you're not subscribing to the show, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you share the content that helps the channel grow. But here we go. This is our 2nd, 4th down, and 1 that we will be going for the game. So here we go. 4th and 1. Lions on the 20-yard line. 20-yard line, I should say. Out of the shotgun Goff. Pick up. Here we go. St. Brown. You know, and that's why I say St. Brown. Oh, wow, that was raining on the. You know, we've been seeing a lot of Khalif Raymond today. I wonder what's going on with that.
Respect his speed, and Khalif said, "Okay, I'll just sit there."
Yeah, Khalif Raymond for the first down. This is his second pass pickup of the day. Third down pickup completion, I should say. Move the chain up the middle to Montgomery for about 3 or 4. All right, so it's 21 seconds left. Lions is using, I believe, their first time out of the half.
Outstanding early in the season. 3-6, they struggled as far as scoring touchdowns.
And it's a direct correlation to how many points per game they've been.
Yeah, Dan Campbell is definitely active and maybe even calling some of these plays. He may be splitting the job with Johnny Moore, you know, especially after that horrible game last week.
See that there's continuity when you're outside the 20, you're running the football, you're having these explosive plays. You want that continuity.
Over 22 seconds left. It's second and goal. We do have 2 timeouts left, so I mean we can pretty much run or pass with 2 timeouts left. All right, here we go. Golf out of the eye. Fake. St. Brown out of bounds. Here we go. All right, pick up a 5.
Amara starts on the right. He's going to go across. Everything is saying run, hard play action, roll out. But give Mikey Samuels still a lot of credit. He is one-on-one with no help, having to cover Amara St. Brown in the red zone. I like the way that he tracks with a nice angle, forces it out of bounds.
All right, here we go. Third and go from our 5-yard line. Go off in the shotgun. Wow, come on. Incomplete to St. Brown. That was on golf. I say go for it.
Still again, he had the coverage on Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra
He
wasn't
actually
looking.
breaks on the ball better than Amon-Ra does. It
Yeah,
look
he
like
did.
Amon-Ra wasn't really ready.
He wasn't ready for the play.
Samer still was just tracking Jared Goff.
All right, here we go. It looks like we're getting ready to go for it. Okay, so they are not going for the field. I mean, they're going for the points. They're going for the field goal. So Jake Bates out there for the field goal. We'll definitely get points off of this possession. So we've scored on all 4 possessions all 4 drives, I should say, in this first half. So that makes it 25-10. So we do get the ball back at halftime. I would love to be able to. I would love to have been able to get that touchdown, but you know it is what it is. We do get the ball back at halftime. You know, so look, it's getting ready to be halftime. I need for you guys to tune in, chime in. I'm gonna definitely see if we can get some guys to come in and join us this second half. Soon as at halftime, I'm going to tap out for a second. You know, run upstairs for a second, grab me a bite to eat, and come on back down. And look like it was a flag on. You know what? Flag on Washington. So hopefully, well, I'm quite sure they're not going to not take the points down. So let's see what this flag is about. Okay, unsportsmanlike. So they're probably going to penalize them on the kickoff.
They rush him to the sideline. Make sure that he doesn't get another penalty. Juan Martin is down on the side, and he is now pointing at Dan Skipper, who is on the ground. Looks like Taylor Decker pushes him a little bit, but
it's starting to get a little bit feisty down there in the middle. You know, tempers are flaring.
Whatever Dan Skipper did to him, he continues to argue.
Martin is upset. I don't know what Skipper did to him, but he's definitely upset.
How surprising this is that this defense is just so out of whack right now. I'm just shocked.
Well, I mean, they're playing against a good offense, you know. That's why. You know, when Detroit is rolling, we're rolling. When we're rolling, we roll. All right, here we go.
To the end zone, and we see it here once again.
Doing it again. Nice shot.
Commanders have first down.
The defense, I'm really looking for the Bobby Wagners, Von Millers of the world.
Now, here we go. 11 seconds left in the half. More than likely, Washington will just come on in and take a knee and go off into half, down 25-10. All right, like I said, Washington took the knee. It is 22-10 in the first half. It's been a great half for the Lions this first half. Hopefully we can continue to dominate, and come out in the second half and continue to dominate. But I'm going to step away for a second. I'll let you guys hear the rest of these first half stats before I step away.
As he makes his fourth start of the season for Jaden Daniels. 15-point lead for the Lions. Rise at halftime is next.
All right, there we go. We are at halftime. And I'm going to step away for a second, and I will be back in 1 second. So you guys give me a minute, and I'll be right back. So hold on.
the fumble for a touchdown. Did you ever recover? I don't know. It's not about me. It's about the team. Oh my God. 38% of the turnovers. I did not need to hear it.
Team from Chicago doing pretty good. They won 6 or 7, knocking off the Giants. Multiple wins in third straight. New Orleans upset Carolina on the road. New England is now 7 in a row. Miami is stuck for Buffalo. Houston comes back from 19,004. The Jets get their second straight win. And in Germany, Indianapolis had to go to overtime for 244 yards plus.
Coming off a game where Jared Goff was under siege, what adjustments was your choice to protection in particular? Getting a shotgun, quicker throws here out to Williams, 14 yards, great timing, out balls out quick again, gets outside, nice little slant, gets for 14 yards for a TD. Campbell talked about making tweaks. I think that's a tweak. One, he's in gun. Two, they're quicker throws.
And also on top of that, you have a running game over 100-yard rush in the first half. So that takes a lot of pressure off a quarterback. When you know you get into this guy to the right, this guy to go left. And it just takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback, and the defense have to be aware that the running game is strong. So you can't just, go after Goff. You got to be paying attention to everything.
Last week was bad.
Yeah, last week was off.
Over 100 yards on the ground there in the first half for Detroit, but also they found their right guy. I don't know how to get around and get his box and play on the first half, but it's touchdown. That's the last play of the half. Well, I like for some of you after this.
Verizon Halftime Show is brought to you by Verizon, the NFL, powered by Verizon 5G. Football is everything.
Please catch quarterback.
This is not just an introduction. We're a small town. It's full of we need people like this. The critically acclaimed series start on Tuesdays on Fox. For the first time ever, NFL international games at this Bay. And on NFL Network, four stars coming in the morning. The Commanders head to Madrid.
Oh my goodness!
For a showdown with the Dolphins.
Spinning up field, still going, touchdown!
It's Sunday morning football. Steve's on. Game ball. Commanders, Dolphins. Next Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. Only on NFL Network. All right, let's get to the video evidence.
Let's get to it. Jackson Dart, quarterback, young, exciting quarterback for the Giants, coming out in this football game. He's having a great game, folks. So he appears to fumble the football, then he grabs it, then he's tackled, bounces his head off the first pass to leave the football game, went into concussion protocol. Watching this guy, second-year quarterback out of USC, Caleb Williams, down the left sideline, scrambles in from 17 yards out, and the Bears come back to beat the Giants 24-20. Aaron Jones surprised his mom, who is a U.S. Army veteran. There it is. Burgess Jones. That's a good-looking scene right there. And you're rolling right here. That is Lamar Jackson of the Ravens finding the tight end Andrews, who hooked up in the zone for a 2-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion was good. 27-19 Baltimore over Minnesota. Drake May, young quarterback. Second-year guy out of North Carolina. Another huge day for him. But the guy that really showed off is pretty on Henderson. 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great speed on this
It's Sunday morning football. Steve's on. Game ball. Commanders, Dolphins. Next Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. Only on NFL Network. All right, let's get to the video evidence.
Let's get to it. Jackson Dart, quarterback, young, exciting quarterback for the Giants. Coming out in this football game. He's having a great game, folks. Appears to Buffalo football that he grabbed it, then he tackled, bounces his head off the third pass. The Buffalo football that he grabbed it, then he tackled, bounces his head off the third pass. The Buffalo football that he tackled, bounces his head off the third pass. The Buffalo football that he tackled, bounces his head off the third pass.
Please leave your message.
The younger generation brings a different energy. When I got drafted, I was wearing things that wasn't of the norm. It's been a drastic change. They're curating their own style. They're expressing how they feel. They're pushing for it. Fan, like a pro, at NFLshop.com.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Okay, we are back. Second half is getting ready to start up.
Northwest Stadium.
25-10. Second half is getting ready to start. Jared Goff was 17 for 2,381 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mariota was 7 for 11, 98 yards.
Needs to be more involved in the offensive play call.
So we are back. Here, let me send beginning Q Media. I believe they said getting ready to join us for the second half.
Some things they need to clean up. But Dan Quinn used the word emotional to describe the first half. He said they have to rein in their frustration. There's no 14-point plays, so it's all about executing one play after another, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Megan.
So here we go. We get the ball back to the second half.
And they will get the ball first as we begin the third quarter. And Quinn and the Commanders start of the season.
All right, I'm sending out a few more invites, and the second half is getting ready to start. All right, here we go. Okay. Have the ball around the 30-yard line.
That was a big time tackle. I think he needs to stay down. It looked like he tried to get up. I can't tell the number, but
Well, he knocked himself
he
out.
took the brunt of
Oh,
that.
that- But we are back. We have another Commander player that is down. So we're just paused for a second, waiting on them to seat 10 to this player, I should say.
Take a
Yo,
look.
you take your head.
Helmet to helmet, and you can see his body kind of collapse. That's the rookie, Alec Cahill.
Yeah,
Taking a big shot.
that was a big shot, but he took the brunt of it. Khalif got up. He went limp. He tried to get up. But it's a timeout. And we'll be back after. They'll be back after that. But yeah, great first half from the Lions. Hopefully we can have a greater second half. Hopefully we continue to run the ball. Gibbs had a great first half. Hopefully we can get Montgomery going. Hopefully we can get the ball a little bit to Jay Moore. And our other receivers. Other than that, Jared Goff, I have no complaints. Excuse me. The offensive line has kept him upright. I don't believe we've given up any sacks. He may have had a few rushed, a few hurries, and a few deflected balls, but for the most part, the offensive line, no complaints. And that's what I wanted to see coming from them from this week. And no miscues on mismatches on blocking schemes, I should say. So I don't know if that has a lot to do with Dan Campbell calling the plays today, or if that has to do with Johnny Morton just fixing things up and patching things back up. But the comment section is open. I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We've been broadcasting all day. We're going to continue to make sure we put up good Lions content for you guys, win, lose, or draw, one pride, baby. That's what we do over here on the What Up Though show. I try to entertain you guys and bring you guys good content, all the time. So just waiting on the game to start back up. If you guys make sure you guys get with BJ3. He's if you need a financial planner, if you're not sure on what to do with your money in your 401, and you don't think it's getting invested well, get with BJ3. He's definitely the man to talk to. He'll be able to make your money work for you, and not just that, make sure you guys have life insurance policies on yourselves. You know what I mean? We don't want to continue having to do GoFundMes for people, when we can, rectify that and make sure that you have the proper life insurance that you need on yourself. So make sure you get with BJ3 on that. You know what I mean? Check him out. Okay, so we are back to the game. Look like another player. He's getting helped out. He's going to the 10. But here we go. First and 10. Montgomery in the backfield.
Start in front of the 28-yard line. Fake to Montgomery.
There we go. J-Mo. Maybe about 20. See, that's what we need to do. We got to get the ball to J-Mo. We got to make everybody happy.
Instead, it's play action, block them up, and it gives Goff just enough time to throw this out to the wide receiver, Jameson Williams. See how fast he is, man. This is a special guy.
Yes, he is. And we got to do everything we in our power, to make sure J-Mo is getting the ball and staying happy. All right, here we go. First and 10, Lions from the 50-yard line. Goff out of the shotgun. We've been running a lot of plays out of the shotgun today. There we go. Pass completed. Tesla. And that's what I said I wanted to see a little bit more the second half, too. It's Tesla. It looked like we're mixing it up. Glasgow is out there. He's back up, so that's a good look. Tool is back out there. So that's what it's about, man. It's just trying to, play these games without trying to get, players injured. All right, first and 10. Up the middle to Gibbs. Oh, I thought he was gone, but maybe he'll pick up a 15.
Just watch the blocking. This hole opens up for Jahmyr Gibbs
right open.
Look at that. There is no stunting by the defensive line.
Maybe he'll pick up about 15. Gibbs is having a good night. He's approaching the 100 yards on the ground after that run right there.
Actually, offensive line is having a field day. Jahmyr Gibbs is the recipient.
10 rushes, 89 yards.
Against his Commanders front seven.
And he only had 28 yards last week with no touchdowns and 2 touchdowns this week. 13 touches. Let's go, J-Mo. There you go. Good pickup. You know, they're starting to get him involved. I want to see him get a touchdown again. He needs to have back-to-back games with touchdowns.
As I mentioned, watch the tempo. He's going first. As he breaks back inside, doesn't allow for, it looks like Darnell Savage to try to make a play on that football. It's block him up. They're going to get what they want with Jamison Williams because they have to respect his speed outside. And there's Dan Campbell calling or signaling or doing something that he said he's calling these offensive plays. So that's what it looks like.
All right, here we go. Lions 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. Going for the shotgun. J-Mo, touchdown. That's what I said I wanted to see. There we go. And we got it. Damn, am I calling the plays back there? Because I just called that. I said I want to see for more passes to J-Mo for a touchdown. The very next play.
Different formation, same route, and look at the speed.
And that was just poor tackling. There you go, J-Mo. Hold on to it. You know, that was beautiful, man. We scored on 4 straight possessions. 31-10 Lions, 12 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third quarter.
Third touchdown pass for Jared Goff today. The Lions scored on all 5.
Yeah, that's what I just said. On all 5 possessions, we scored. You know, so we're rolling on all cylinders. You know, we're looking good. I have no complaints. It's hey, J-Mo doing frontward flip cartwheels into the end zone. You know, that's when we know we're having a great day. You know what I mean? So I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give me your thoughts on today's game. You know, the Lions have come back in spectacular, and been spectacular today. You know, this was an awesome, which we haven't we haven't won the game yet. You know, but from the looks of it, looked like we're going to close this game out. You know, we were able to come back from a horrible loss last week. We needed this win. Like I said, we are fighting amongst a division that's tight. You know, so we definitely needed this win to be able to keep pace with Green Bay and now Chicago. You know what I mean? So it's a great game. I'm enjoying every bit of it. You know, we're going to continue to broadcast live, until the game is over with. So, if you guys are more than welcome to come in. Yeah. You know, I definitely would love, for you guys to come on in and chop it up with me. You know, it always makes a great or better conversation, when you have multiple people in conversating about, this game we call football. Yeah, but look, I have no complaints. Gibbs is approaching 100 yards. J-Mo has gotten a touchdown. Gibbs has gotten 2 touchdowns. St. Brown's gotten a touchdown. So we just need to get Laporta. We need to get Laporta a touchdown and maybe Raymond, or the other guy touchdown, but we rolling, man. We still got a whole fourth quarter. The question is, when will it come to a point where we start setting some of these starters down? Because, right now, we're just padding stats now. You know what I mean? We definitely got the game under control. So probably at the end of this, probably on our next drive, if they don't stop us and we score, we'll probably start to sit the starters down and start playing some of our backup players to keep guys from getting injured. Because this is around the time where attitudes and things start to flare and players get hurt. But Jamison Williams, 5 plays, 72 yards on that drive with a touchdown, 14-yard catch. That's big. Jared Goff is having a great game today. 3 touchdown passes.
The efficiency of the offense, and I think that was the biggest thing that he mentioned to us in the interviews. He wanted the efficiency to be up there and explosive plays. All
right, so ballers are going to be They'll probably start off around that 35-yard line.
So Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders offense back out on the field as we welcome in the President of the United States, Donald Trump, Mr. President.
Okay, they got the president up in the booth.
Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Veterans Day weekend, the NFL salute to service. How meaningful is it for you to be here today? You just took part in the halftime ceremony honoring the military.
Well, we just were a tremendous group of young people, and that was an honor, and they are just fantastic.
Okay, up the middle,
You know, our recruitment
maybe about 5 yards.
since a year ago was a disaster for the country, and now it's record setting. So this was an honor to be here.
Gain of 5 on first down. Now, I know you go way back with the sport of football. You played at New York Military Academy. How old were you when you started playing football, and what were some of the life lessons you took out of it?
Well, I did. I played tight end, but I mean, it was not quite football like this. It was a little bit easier. It wasn't so tough.
Donald Trump said he played tight
We didn't
end.
have a
Come on.
very strong arm. I would say 10 years.
All right, Mariota on the run. He got the first down.
If I was tackled by him, I would never forget it. We didn't get to play you too often, I can tell you that. But we had a good time, and I loved it. I actually love playing football. We had a good time with it.
So we were trying to look up your stats, and we wanted.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We have to go look up these stats.
Oh,
Six,
is that right?
7.
I'm not sure I had any. That's a long time ago. But
There you are.
I didn't know now.
Zoom in.
At least you realize that I never tell a lie, right? That's very good. I haven't seen that picture in a long time.
First and 10, 46-yard line. Where the Commanders trailing 32-10.
So we'll take you back to the 60s. You got the Jets.
All right, so I'm just letting you guys hear a little bit of the commentary from the commentators and Donald Trump.
So
You know,
I love the Jets, and I love the Giants. I had a lot of friends, Bob Tisch and some people that owned the Giants at the time as we're going along and progressing. And, you know, look, we had a couple of Super Bowls with the Giants. The Jets have been having a little bit of a hard time. Woody's a great guy. He's a great friend of mine. And to get it together, it's taking a little time. Well, I love Joe Namath. And he was a great talent. He had that arm. His legs weren't so good, but his arm made up for it, right?
That's all you need at quarterback.
When you talk about a quick release, he had it.
Yes, he did.
By the way, Mr. President Jonathan, first-round draft pick by the Jets
Wow.
back in 2004.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got traded, and the rest is history.
The
I got
rest is
that beautiful baby right there.
That's pretty nice.
Traded to
I know all about it.
Yes, yes. So it's a good time.
You spent a lot of time in South Florida. He was a national champion at the University of Miami.
That's right.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 5. Washington on 50-yard line.
And you really had a good quarterback, didn't you?
It's okay. Drew Brees, he was okay.
Flag.
He was accurate, and he knew how to win. Yeah, I mean, it was like throwing darts.
All right, looked like it was a flag, probably
Best teammate.
on us.
And the other thing about somebody like Drew Brees, he threw a ball that you could catch.
Yeah.
It wasn't going 200 miles an hour that hits you in the
But
face.
see, that's how you could have played tight end,
I
right?
I would have liked him as a quarterback.
But you definitely would have had like 6, 7
Yeah.
touchdowns there.
He puts it in your hands. Now you see some of the guys with the powerful arms and they throw it so hard. Tom Brady told me once. He said that you got to put it in their hands. You got to help them out a little bit. You can't just rip it in.
Brady, he was pretty good.
He was pretty good. He was good. And he's a great guy, actually.
Colleague of ours.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10
First and 10.
on the 10-yard line.
11-yard line. The have scored on all of their possessions today. Now the Commanders look to get back into the end zone. This is Crosby.
Pick up a baby. 3.
Ronald Reagan, well before becoming president, he was a sportscaster. He called Big Ten football. He called Iowa football games. Would you like to call a play?
Well, I would like to do that if you'd like me to, but I will say that your second string, your backup quarterback is a good quarterback, and he's had some very good games for you. And your first string quarterback has the potential, I think, to be a great quarterback. He's got to stop the injuries somehow. And let's see, we have a very important, I think it's a.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 7. Mariota out of the eye.
Second and 7. Let's see what happens.
Hand off up the middle.
It's all right. Crosby there.
Not bad.
Maybe 2, 3 yards.
That's right. That's right. Good runner.
There we go.
This is a very big play, don't you think?
I think
They have to get a
3rd and
touchdown.
4 coming up.
They just have to get a touchdown.
Donald Trump had no idea what the fuck he talking about.
touchdown.
Just forget about the play. They have to do that. So you've done my job, now you've done his job. You're a regular here in the broadcast booth. Let's see how they do. I think they have a good team.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 4, which I'm quite sure they'll go for it on 4 if they don't get it here. Didn't get it. So 4th down coming up.
You were the first sitting president to attend the Super Bowl. Yeah. 9 months ago today, as a matter of fact. Yeah. You're the first sitting president to attend a regular season game. Ready for this? President Carter, October 2nd, 1978. It's a long time. I know you're a Yankees fan. That same day, Bucky Dent hit a pretty big home run. That was a big one. So that was the last time a sitting president attended a regular season game. I know you love sports. You attend baseball games, NASCAR races. What is it about sports?
All right, here we go. I believe they're going for it on 4th down. And we're just trying to get through this part where they're talking to the president. But 4th and 3. Timeout is called on the field.
Calling a timeout here, President Trump. They're trying to regroup. It's a 4th and goal.
Washington calls the first timeout of that.
But you can't equate sports with life. You have the triumph and you have the problems, and you got to get through the problems to hit the triumphs, and you can never quit. You can never give up. You never quit, did you, huh?
Never quit.
That's why you won a Super Bowl.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And I think about how football is similar in some respects to combat, war, etc. And you kind of take some of the same strategies. Would love to hear your thoughts about where we are as a nation, how we're doing.
Well, we're doing great, and recruitment is doing phenomenally. People have spirit. Our stock market hit an all-time high. Prices are coming down. We inherited a mess. Prices are coming way down. And I'll tell you, our country has...
All right, here we go. 4th and 3rd. Let's go defense.
Just like they have to do great right now. Sure. Let's see what happens. On 4th down.
Oh, my God. How the fuck was he that wide open? That's some bullshit.
Got a little ways to go yet, but still, that was now your ratings have gone up because there's hope. I know you love ratings. I love ratings. You got to have ratings.
That was some bull crap.
So they're going to build. By the way, they're going to build a beautiful stadium.
See that we definitely need Joseph Curry back ASAP. He's definitely a leader back there in the backfield. Because plays like that shouldn't happen. That was just wide open. And they need to hurry up and get down and trap off the. He's fucking with the commentary. Washington is going for 2. Mariota out of the shotgun. Debo Samuel's in the backfield. Hand off to Samuels. Didn't get it. All right, 32-16.
You remember, now you're too young, but George Allen was a good coach.
Oh, absolutely.
He was a very good coach. And you had a couple of good coaches. Joe Gibbs. I mean, how good was Joe Gibbs? He was good no matter what he did, right?
Yes, he was.
Yes, Thank you very much. This is an honor. Enjoy the rest of the game. Fantastic. Thanks for the visit. I'd love to have your job someday.
Thank you, President.
You did an excellent job calling that play. Thank you very much. The President of the United States.
All right, so Donald Trump, the President of the United States. So we're getting ready to go to another commercial break. I brought the President in for a little bit to talk to Donald Trump a little bit. I mean, they say he played football. They showed the picture, but they didn't zoom it in, But yeah, man, we just laid up a touchdown. That was a horrible possession on that, horrible defensive possession on that one right there. I can't wait till they show the replay. That I wasn't able to see any of the replays because they got Donald Trump up there. So now he's gone, so we can get back to, commentating and watching football. But yeah, man, like I said, the chat is open. You guys can definitely, you're welcome to comment. You're welcome to come on in. Send some invites out, but, it seems like don't nobody want to come in. But hey, the show must go on. I'm going to send another invite out to Big Hen. And I'm going to send another invite out to Q Knitting. But this game is pretty much, I'm not going to say it's over. We still have a full 4th quarter ahead of us. So it's plenty of game left. Yep. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this game. The Lions have impressed me. Besides this last touchdown we allowed, I would have rather see the defense, put up some type of stoppage or, that he was just wide open. No one was back there to defend him or, it was horrible. But, other than that, we played great on all facets of the game.
This isn't just a meme.
Yeah, but like I said, give me your opinion on today's game. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought. It definitely was a great show out from the fans to be able to go down to Washington, and make it to Detroit, and make the players feel like they were at home, and just give them, an encouragement they need. But here we go. We're back in the game. Deebo Samuels, they allowed him to score a touchdown, 4-yard touchdown catch. I got a Big Kid getting ready to come to the show. What's good, Big Kid?
What it do?
So you finally made it to the show.
Man, you know how it is. Better
Yes,
late
sir.
than never.
Yeah, better late than never. Yeah, but it's been a good game, man. The Lions been, doing their things. We just allowed this touchdown score, but other than that, man, we played perfect the whole game. We scored on all 5 possessions. This is our 6th possession. Give me your thoughts on today's game, again.
Oh man, I told you that we had to have this and we were gonna eat. That's all. It's been a smorgasbord all night. The Lions been doing what they want to do.
For sure.
I can't say enough. They made their adjustments.
No, they did. They definitely did. You see there were no problems with blocking. I don't think the offensive line has given up a sack yet. Goff may have been hurt and rushed. But like I said, the offense, we scored on all 5 possessions. This is our 6th possession. So you got Goff 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. He's been running out of the shotgun a lot this game, pretty much almost every down. Montgomery.
Right, Montgomery doing his thing. I called it.
Yeah.
I said they would probably get 50 to 75 yards apiece. I know Gibbs already got his yardage, and they don't got J-Mo involved. Then they got J-Mo involved. See, it's over with. It's over with.
Yeah. J-Mo got us a touchdown. St. Brown got one. We just need to get Laporta one. And maybe Montgomery. But Gibbs is approaching 100 yards now. We just need to go ahead and get the second half, eat the clock up with Montgomery in the backfield. So Gibbs out of the Goff out of the eye, Montgomery in the backfield. 2nd and 7, handoff to fake play action. Back to J-Mo. There we go. J-Mo go. He can be gone. Let's go. There we go.
Yeah. You almost went to the crib with it. I'm a little bit ahead of you, D.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you call it.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, but J-Mo, man, he's having a great game.
Oh yeah, that's all we needed. Everybody been saying he's been saying he wants the ball more, so of course we gonna get it to him.
Right. They definitely been getting it to him today. He's definitely had a great game. So Goff out of the eye, Montgomery in the backfield, hand off to Montgomery. Up the middle, Montgomery for about 8 or 9. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can catch up with you because I probably paused it. But man, yeah, go ahead, Big Kid. Give me your thoughts on the game, man. Give us your thoughts. Give everybody your thoughts on what you think. From last week. This is a big turnaround.
I think that the Lions is out there having fun right now. This is this easy work, like Floyd Mayweather say. This easy work right here. Everybody having it. He's spreading Goff spreading the ball around. Anytime Goff can spread the ball around and give everybody the ball like this, and J-Mo winning like he winning, we unstoppable.
Right. Okay, so hopefully I'm caught up with you. Kind of refreshing. So hopefully we looking at the
J-Mo just caught the ball.
Okay, so I'm on 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 from the Lions. Montgomery in the backfield.
No, I'm still a little ahead of you.
Okay, we got the first down to J-Mo. Okay. All right, but yeah, man, great pickup. You know, they definitely been getting Jameson Williams involved in this game. You know, offensive line been looking great. They've held Jared Goff upright all game long. You know, and it's a big difference, Big Ken, in the Lions gameplay when Jared Goff has some protection. So just give me your thoughts and your talks on that. You know, when that offensive line is blocking, he looks great. He looks like Patrick Mahomes out there.
When the Lions can run their play action like they want to run their play action, they unstoppable. That's it. Point blank. They're unstoppable. And then they can run the ball. It opens up everything, the pass and the run, all night.
Yeah, and that's what's been going on, man. Yeah. So hey, I have no complaints, man. You know, only thing I think now, it's 30 seconds left in the first quarter. We got it. Maybe if we score a touchdown right here, we probably need to start thinking about setting some of the starters down from getting injured.
It's real exciting to watch
Yeah,
Jahmyr
so
Gibbs run the. I was saying it was real exciting to watch
yeah, here we
Jahmyr Gibbs
go.
run the rock when he's trying to create distance.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. He's exciting, man. You know, that's why we talked about it. He does not need to be out there blocking motherfucking
Right,
linebackers. You know, he needs to be
right,
out there
right,
running explosive plays and things like that.
right. He ain't supposed to be in that type of mess. Yeah, he doing
Right.
exactly what he's supposed
Yeah.
to be doing, faking and running and catching.
Yeah. Okay, so here we
Ah,
go. 3rd and 8. You may be a little
yeah,
ahead of
throw
me,
that
Big
away.
Ken, but you know, it's 3rd and 8 right now. Lions on their 10-yard line. So let's see what they do. Goff been running out the shotgun all day long. Gibbs in the backfield. Oh, they're not Gibbs. Okay, so they stopped us on that one. I believe that was our first 3rd down situation where we didn't get the first down, where we did not pick up the first down. You know, but what do you think? We go for Big Ken or go for the 3-point?
I'm a little ahead of you. We going for the field goal right now.
Okay, so that's what's up. We going for the field goal. Yeah, you know,
Kick is
there's
good.
no need to you know, go for the points. We already up double digits. You know, Jake
Yeah,
Bates
we
out
up.
there. 11 seconds left in the first quarter. You know, but yeah, go ahead, Big King. Go ahead and I'll turn this down for a little bit. You know, give us your commentary. Give your thoughts on, you know, on how we looked on all facets of the game.
Well, right now, like I said, we ain't doing nothing but getting fat. Everybody got some weight on them right now. So with Jaden Daniels being out,
Everybody eat.
not only that, with us being healthy on defense right now compared to last year, we just a different team. And I mean, you know, we feasting on them right now. I knew that. I mean, when me and you talked earlier, I said they gonna eat, bro. You know, ain't no other way they not gonna, especially after that game we had last week. You know what I'm saying? So,
They eat.
yeah, they eat.
Yeah. So they eating good this game.
They eating good. Everybody eating steak, filet mignon, bacon on top.
Yeah, you know, I thought. Listen, I thought that Minnesota was going to be an early Thanksgiving feasting, but you know, we'll take it when we can get it. You know, we feasting now. You know, we definitely needed to rebound from this game because we got a tough NFC matchup coming in next. Well, we're going to next week with the defending champions, Philadelphia Eagles. So that's going to be a great game. You know, this was a good game to bounce back and get that W. Looking forward to next week's matchup.
Yeah, we got a little meat on our bones. We ready for some hits now. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Because it's about to be a battle.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we getting this one in. You know what I'm saying? Not only just because of last week, because of last year, how they put us out the playoffs in the first round.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Yeah.
devastated. Everybody done went and bought jackets, hats, shirts, damn near championship shirts on. And they
That's
upset
why I
us so
really didn't want
bad.
to give up no touchdown to them. But you know, it is what it is.
Right.
We still went down there and did our thing. Still a whole fourth quarter left. The game is not over with, but we definitely look impressive so far today.
Yeah, and from what it's looking like, they ain't gonna make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, it may be over with for them. And I
Yeah.
believe the quarterback may be out for the season, so it's pretty much a wrap. But I will say this, Mariota, he looked good today. He still was able to throw for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I remember I
He
said
kept
that
them,
earlier. I'm like, he's still
somewhat,
a good quarterback.
above water. Yeah, he's a decent quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't have him, just think about how horrible this game would be.
Yeah, it would have been. I would like to see Hutchinson come out with a sack.
He actually been keeping them in it.
Yeah, no, he had most definitely. Yeah, so it's not over with. I definitely want to see Hutch and Muhammad. Them boys maybe come out with a sack. We still got 2 minutes and 30 seconds
And
left.
you know what's
in the
crazy,
third quarter.
bro? And I really should have betted on this game right here. This the game that because everybody been complaining they parlays ain't been popping. This the parlay game right here.
Right. Well, everybody had us up double digits winning this game today. I think everybody and their mama knew the Lions was going to get this one. Yeah. So I want to wish you and your wife a happy anniversary weekend, man. 29 years. While we on a little break, let's talk about that for a second, man. What does it take to make 29 years of marriage? You've done that.
You got to be able to be friends and trust each other, and work through the good times and the bad times, because you're gonna have both.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
With that being said, that's really all it takes, love and compassion.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said again, man, I want to congratulate you and your wife on your 29th, wedding anniversary. That's definitely a milestone. And it's a beautiful and a great thing.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Okay, look like our defense is back out there. I would love to see Hutch, and Muhammad get a sack, coming off the ends. Brian Branch already don't got him a sack this game.
Oh yeah. Like I said, everybody eating, man. This game right here. Sometimes you need. It's just like Earl Spence talking about coming back. He don't want no tune-ups. You need something for your spirits to be uplifted. This is a spirit uplifting game.
Well, I think Earl Spencer kind of can demand for that. He's lost one fight, to a great fighter. So, he probably really don't need a tune-up fight. Come on back in, come right back at
you. You don't just jump into a lake full of sharks. You got, what I'm saying? You got to learn about the water. See, 54 ain't he coming from 46. Now I know we changing the subject, but coming from 46, jumping to 54.
Good defense.
The division is loaded.
Well, I ain't gonna say. He is shark himself. He
the big fish.
He's been needed to move up. He's finally doing what he should have done before that last fight. But I can't wait to see him out there. But I don't want to jump too much off into that conversation.
No doubt.
Beautiful possession by the Lions. We getting ready to get the ball back.
With that being said, the Lions is the big fish right now. They got the best offense in the league. We is the big fish. So, when you the big fish, everybody coming for you. So this game that we finna play with the Eagles going to be definitely a good game, man, because we need it.
No, it's going to be a hell of a game. We definitely need to win. Yep. We need to continue. I'm just going to be honest. Each week, we got to continue to keep pace. Now, not with just Green Bay, but Chicago. They're 6-3 too. You know what I mean? So they surprised a lot of people, and they're right in the mix of it. So we got 3 teams that's 6-3 in our division. Yeah. So, we just got to continue to keep pace, man, and keep doing what we got to do.
And out of those three teams, I believe we got the best offense. That's it.
We do. We just slipped that first game and lost to Green Bay. So, we got to get back to Green Bay and Minnesota. Which I definitely believe we'll get Minnesota back. We've already
Yeah,
beaten
we
Chicago
gonna
once.
get that. We gonna take that tiebreaker for sure.
Yeah. Yep. So 35-16, the Lions. Still got the starting offense out there. Golf coming out of the eye. Gibbs is in the backfield. Hand off to Gibbs, maybe a yard or two. But yeah, Big Cam, man, next week is definitely going to be a big test. The biggest test thus far of the season. You know what I mean? This win right here will put us at I believe 6-3. Philadelphia maybe I don't know their record at hand, but I think they may only have 1 or 2 losses. So it's going to be a big game. You know, good competition. They have a great defense, an excellent offense. So, tell me, what do you think we need to do to be able to shut that offense down next week?
I don't think it's no shutting down their offense right now. I just think that it's gonna be a gunfight.
Okay.
We gonna have to come with our guns. They definitely gonna come with their guns. It's gonna be at where we gonna be at the house.
No, we play them in Philadelphia, so it's going to be on the road.
Yeah,
This next today and tomorrow.
it's gonna be a
Today and next
shindig.
week we're on the road.
I
And then I
love
think we
those
come
type of
back to
games. The
Pittsburgh
Lions
at
do
home.
good. The Lions do better on the road.
We're definitely a
That's
good
crazy.
road team.
Yeah, the Lions do better on the road. I think they be hungry and they be out there knowing that it's against them. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I got the Lions for sure winning that game. I feel it.
Okay. I mean, I got the Lions winning too, but it's definitely going to be a good game. It's definitely going to be a test. We definitely going to need y'all fans to travel again next week. We're going to need y'all to show up in Philadelphia, and represent that blue. That one pride, I should say. Yes, sir. I see you went and switched up and get your Hallelujah blue on.
Oh man, come on now.
I see you, baby.
Come
There we
on
go.
now.
There we go.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
We good.
Yeah.
We good.
But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be a great game. If we can go out there and win that game, man, it'll pretty much set us up for, for the rest of the year, coming off of that win. We'll be on a 2-game winning streak, coming back home to Pittsburgh, which is going to be a good game. Because like we spoke yesterday, I think this second half of our schedule is probably rougher than the first half. So, and we got more road games and home games this second half too, Big Ken. So it's a good thing that we are good on the road, that we do win a lot of road games.
So we need I think we need 3 more games, and I know we definitely got a spot. And like I said, the 3 more games is I don't see the Lions not making the playoffs, even if it's a wild card
Oh, we
spot. I
definitely
don't
making
want
the
to play.
playoffs. If we got to make
Yeah,
it as
but
a wild card,
we got the worst schedule right now in the league, far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we
The
definitely got
worst
a tough
schedule.
schedule, man. Hands
The
down.
worst schedule. So if you just thinking they coming for us. Like I said, when you got that offense like that, everybody coming for the Lions.
Oh, for sure.
Jared Goff, as long as he got blocking, we unstoppable because of the offensive weapons that he got out there. He got J-Mo. We ain't even begin to use him. You already see he just itching to break loose. He like a missile that you don't want to let loose unless you know where you sending it.
Right.
He's ready.
Mm-hmm.
We got a whole new young team. Detroit Lions is not the team of old. Everybody, I'm 52 years old, so this team right here, this a whole new era of Lions football.
Right. We scored every quarter, 14 in the first, 11 in the second, and 10 in the third. Getting ready to start this fourth quarter with the ball. The Lions have the ball first in 10 from the, let me see, from the 35-yard line of our 35-yard line. Up the middle with Montgomery. No, that was Gibbs, maybe for 2 or 3 yards. But like I said, man, They're getting ready to talk about Gibbs now, so I'll let you guys hear that.
Uses a linebacker there for a touchdown, and then it's to the outside like he always has done. Rolls over the rest of that defense.
You see him out there doing that little move. Yeah, You know, but Gibbs again up the middle, play fake. Okay, no, up to Raymond. There we go. You know, hey, look, they've been bringing out the tricks out the bag today, man. We you know, we let go of Ben Johnson, who called a lot of trick plays and marvelous plays, but as you can see, we still got the rabbit. We still got a few tricks in the bag. Okay,
So we still got see, that's why they ain't make no real moves with the trade deadline.
All right, here we go. First and 10, Gibbs up the middle. Play fake to Gibbs to Laporta. There we go, Sam.
Uh-oh.
All right, stop.
Dude.
Hey, that boy hard to bring down, ain't he? A beat.
Dude. Gibbs for a touchdown.
You say what now?
Gibbs for a touchdown, 41-16.
Okay, so you ahead of me. So go ahead and take leaders away, Big Ken, because I'm behind you.
I'm about to lead the way right now. I think we at the 40-yard line. Number 0, Gibbs. He took it from the 40 and he took it all the way to the crib. The blocking was there, and he just did what he did. He celebrated, and couldn't nobody catch him. He's a monster.
Well, I'm right here with you. Gibbs up the middle. Okay, another running play. Was that? Okay, he gone. Yeah. Wow.
He gone.
Yeah, that put him damn near at a 150.
See, I said they was gonna have 50 to 75 apiece, but shit, he don't got enough for both of them.
Right, 43-yard scamper for Gibbs. 41-16. That's ball game.
Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah, I know what you was talking about when you had said that, Big Kid, but yeah, that was a hell of a block. That offensive line is back. That's what we need to do. We need to have Gibbs out there on explosive plays versus having Gibbs back there blocking 6'4", 250-pound linebackers.
Talk about it.
Yep, there we go. Yep. So look, man, you know, now where do we go from here, Big Ken? You know, do we go ahead and start sitting the starters down, or do we go ahead and keep eating?
We're going to go ahead and finish them like Mortal Kombat. You know how the saying go. You finish them.
There we go. You know, and we definitely ran the ball today. We established the ball, running the ball often and early. We started with Gibbs, and it looked like we're going to end with maybe Montgomery because we still have a full fourth quarter left. You know, Gibbs has done his thing. I think his day may be over with. You know, I think from here on out, you're going to see a lot of Montgomery, you know, for the rest of this fourth quarter, Big Ian.
Like I say, everybody eating, man. Everybody's stomach's fat. You know, it's like a real Lions pack in the wild, bro. Once they bring down that buffalo, the ones that's gonna eat, they gonna do, the ones that bring the buffalo down, they gonna eat first, and then you know it's scraps for everybody.
For sure. You have the big dogs eating good first. You know, we're gonna bring the defense. Don't brought them down. You know what I mean? You know, and everybody eating, man. It was a good game. You know, I can't wait to see after the game speech from Dan. He always give great after game and before game speeches. You know, but this was a must win for Detroit. We went down there and handled our business. Like I said, Dan Campbell is always excellent with getting the team back together after a loss coming in to get the win.
I know the people that's down there from the D, they coming back, they spirits up, you know, they don't have their drinks. They gonna have a hell of a sleep when they get back. Yeah, let's go. Lions.
Yes, sir. And I want to tell everybody, you know, to be safe on your trip. You know, be safe while you're down there and have a safe trip back. You Thank you for going down there to represent. That one pride. It goes a lot. I'm quite sure the players is probably going to talk about it after the game. How much of the fans was down there disrupting Washington.
Yeah, we had to go down there and eat. Sometimes you have to travel to eat.
Yep, and we definitely eating. Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we got hey, bro.
I can't.
Go ahead. Like you said, we got a whole fourth quarter, bro. I said 14 points, but yeah, they gonna go ahead and the whole pride is eating. The pride is about the whole team.
We was averaging
Everybody
378 yards a game. We've had 518 yards in this game. We eat. We definitely eat. We still have a full fourth quarter left.
I don't see no reason to take our foot off the gas.
I agree with you, but we
I don't
definitely
see
need
no
to
reason.
We probably definitely need to sit
this was
some of the
promised.
starters down.
This game was promised to them. No, we ain't giving them no hope.
Oh, the hope is over with. That last play from Gibbs up the middle, Blue broke any thoughts or comebacks that they may have had.
The tail got to stay between the legs.
Yeah.
Tail got to stay between the legs, baby.
All right, so here we go. All right, here we go. First and 10, Washington on their 10-yard, 20-yard line, I should say. And they're still running.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I ain't taking the foot off of them. I ain't taking no starters out, no nothing, because they still trying to make it somewhat of a close game. We don't even. I'm gonna go ahead and keep my foot down their throat.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Now I just want to see, some of these defense. I want to see Hutch get a sack. I want to see Muhammad get a sack. Now we're just padding the stats, BK. Yeah.
I'm a little ahead of you.
Okay, we're going into you talking.
No, I mean, ain't really nothing going on other than they just got a false start.
Okay.
Penalties at the end.
Well, I just saw a pass that was caught by their tight end.
Oh yeah, okay. You didn't see that, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, man, we've looked good on all, like I said, facets of the game today. No complaints. I know Dan Campbell is proud of the players. The players should be proud of themselves. We went down to Washington and took care of business.
That we did, bro. They went down there and, like the word I'm using, all night is they went down there and they ate because, they put us in a horrible position and we was the team that supposedly was going to go into the Super Bowl last year. And just from them doing that, I couldn't wait to see them again. I wish that Jaden could have been in there so it could have been even better. But no, I take this because we had no defense last year and they made us look like kindergarten.
No, for sure. That's a fact. Hey, it's in the game. It's in the game. We didn't complain. They beat us with a pretty much depleted secondary last year, and now it's our turn. But I would have loved to see Jaden Daniels out there. But it is what it is.
Campbell is trying to get across to this team is that it shouldn't take a loss for us to now bounce back and come guns blazing to go out.
And I agree. You heard what they just said. They said Dan Campbell said it shouldn't take a loss for us to come back guns blazing. We should always, every game, come out guns blazing. And I agree. That was an excellent point that commentator made. Every game.
I mean, it's easier said than done because as you can see the whole league is 5-3 and 6-3, and so everybody balling right now.
Sacks today. He's slow to get back up.
The division is loaded.
Yeah, loaded. You know, wait till they show have they showed the division records yet? You know, it's going to be Green Bay, Detroit, and Chicago and Minnesota at the bottom. No, they got us over Green Bay over us because of the loss that we took to them the first game of the season. So,
Of
but
course,
we'll get that
course
back in
they
a few
go.
weeks.
Of course, that's why we gonna get them.
We got
Green Bay ain't better than us. They weren't supposed to beat us that game. I'm betting on that game because we finna upset them.
We got to.
I'm betting on that game.
Home, so
That's when you bet. That's exactly when you bet when the odds like that because they definitely got the Lions not to win that game, and we gonna kill them.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This
I
game
like
right
Yasin,
here.
man. He be out there balling. I call him Jordan. Yasin.
This game
2-3.
right here, I wanted to see, and that Green Bay game, we got to have that. The Eagles game is going to be a 50-50 because the league is just stacked like that right now. But the Green Bay game, I got us winning that, just like I got us winning this one.
I see we don't let them get downfield. I don't think Washington has been using Deebo Samuels like how they should, like how San Francisco was using him.
Yeah, that's crazy. They've been using him like they should have this whole game.
Yeah, because he only had. I mean, he gotten a touchdown early, in the first half, but for the most part, he only got 3 catches, I believe.
Normally, to me, when I see stuff like that, I be feeling like they might be a little injured. To me, like, they out there, but they ain't running the routes that's gonna stretch, whatever they going through. I don't know. But I feel like they should have been playing him a lot more today.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't even know he was actually playing with Washington until he caught his first ball. I'm like, wow, they ain't using him.
Oh yeah, he a beast for him. He been getting off.
Yeah, hey, they lost this game. As far as that, San Francisco definitely was using him, in all factions of the game. So that's something Washington is going to have to, correct.
Like the saying go, what comes around goes right back around. I'm thinking that we just gonna be the team that we were supposed to be last year and take it all the way if everything go right. Because they give us the hardest schedule for a reason. You know what I'm saying? They trying to keep the curse going, but we finna break the curse, baby.
For sure. I mean, we got to break it. It's coming. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
That's before I leave this earth, I definitely want to see the Lions play and win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, we gonna see it. Yeah. That's why they ain't signed nobody in the free agency. They could have probably picked up a few people, but they try to keep all the people they got right now because we got a real good squad. They got to sign.
Man. We just had to clean some shit up from last week. And then even still before last week, man, even though we had one on like a little 2-3 game winning streak, those games were still we didn't win by impressive status like how we normally were, like how we was kicking everybody's ass last year. We were leaving.
Yeah, but the whole thing is look at how this division is stacked. It wasn't like this last year.
No, it was not. It's not. And I agree with you on that.
So it's
the league has definitely tightened up.
Yeah.
Defense
is out here.
Bring their A game when they play us anyway. So that's one thing that we got to realize too. That we're one of the elite teams. So when we come into town, teams are going to come. They're going to play their best.
See, they got the Lions being on top for a while. That's why playing on Sundays, and we get that sunlight right now. You know, we are the team to beat.
Okay, so they did give him that catch. So are you still on that part where it was deciding if he caught the ball?
Nah, he must didn't get it.
No, he caught it. They gave it to him.
I missed it.
Yeah, but for the most part, man, you know, the Lions look great. You know, I don't really have anything else to add. You know, besides I just want to see Hutch, you know, and maybe Muhammad get a sack before this game is over with. You know, Washington has a. I mean, I'm not. They got a pretty decent squad. You know, so it's not like we just went out there and beat up on some chumps.
I mean, they going through some of what we went through last year. They team starting to break up. The quarterback, once you lose your quarterback, your season is over.
Pretty
So
much, that's a fact.
You know, and once you lose your defense, it's almost the same once you lose every man on your defense and you just start picking up people from the streets like we had to do. We literally was picking up people off the streets.
Oh, that's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they broke up. They ain't gonna make it to the playoffs. Jake Daniels, I was looking at his arm. They broke him up. He don't had something wrong with his leg and his arm. So you know that running shit in the NFL right now get a quarterback broke up. You know,
Yeah,
but they are needed. Jared Goff is not a running quarterback.
I've actually liked the offense.
Thank
But
God.
they
I
need
mean, well, I ain't gonna say thank God because if he was, there was a lot of positions he probably would have gotten us out of. But I thank God. I mean, well, I'm not going to say that. You know, I thank for that offensive line. You know, for keeping Jared Goff upright and just keeping him, healthy. Today and the rest of the season. You know, so this is what I don't like. You know, it look like they still trying to score.
They just scored.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say
it's 41-22. I mean, it's a wrap.
Right.
At this point, they coasted. The Lions ain't finna. Jared Goff finna come back down and score again. So,
Yeah.
It's a wrap. They coasting right now. There's 6 minutes left. The Lions finna eat it all the way up to probably about 2 minutes after this.
Okay, and I just saw the score.
Yeah, got in. Yeah, so
to the tight end.
Yeah.
So 41-24, getting ready to be Detroit.
Yeah.
Here it is on the map.
It's been sitting. It's going to be flexing back out as soon as it goes in motion. You see the route.
Now the referee's cheating. They called a holding on Anzalone. He a late holding shot call. But it's all good. You got to expect this at the end right here. They finna try to throw, for everything from here. Now, they finna throw some interceptions. If they get the ball back after the Lions, now they finna try to go for 2. The Lions ain't having that.
Okay, we stopped them. Stopped them on that one. Yeah, so, but yeah, man, we still doubled them up. Got them up by a double point. That should have been a hold.
They tried to set it up the hole for 2. And I told you, I said, the Lions ain't having that, man. Campbell a beast, bro. Campbell damn near broke this boy's neck. Like, boy, are you serious? The Lions, the truth, man.
No, for sure, man. This is the Lions that we are used to seeing. That shit last week before. So like I said,
6 minutes.
Okay, I saw what you said on that tackle by Jack Campbell. He said nothing.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can catch up to you. But yeah,
Man,
man.
listen, Jared Goff is the type of quarterback, and I'm not really repeating what they just said, but I'm gonna say my part of it. Jared Goff is the type of quarterback. As long as he got his offensive line blocking for him, he the best in the league right now. I don't, he don't have no feet, but if he got some passing, because the wide receivers that he got to throw through right now, he would be the best in the league right now.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
As long as that line is blocking and keeping him upright, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not. And his stats speak for that alone. The stats
Exactly.
say
That's why I said that. His stats speak alone. I'm talking about 300 or 400 with no problem on a good day for him. 500, no problem. I'm telling you, he is a great quarterback. He just got to have a line behind him. That's it.
And that's it.
He ain't gonna do no running.
That's most quarterbacks. I understand that. We've come to we are in a league where you got a lot of quarterbacks that can pass and run, but most quarterbacks stand in that pocket. He's a quarterback.
Yeah, the great ones, Joe Montana and them, they didn't never run up outside that pocket.
Nah, he's a pocket quarterback. That's why I said. So. Okay, wow. So the Bears was the first team in the division to get to 6 wins.
You say what?
Which we got the tiebreaker over them so far because we beat them. So we'll have 6 games after this win tonight. Gibbs had 173 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Wow, he had a big day.
That boy went crazy.
Yeah, he did.
When me and you talked earlier, I already said it was gonna be there. I said, you said how you gonna win? I said we're gonna do it how we always do it. We're gonna run it up their throat.
Montgomery, let's go. He was getting ready to break it. Like the commentator said, we got to get his offensive line today a lot of credit. They did their thing, big hand. They all should be eating on turkey legs.
Oh man, they Thanksgiving came early because they over there eating on, like you said, big drumsticks.
Yeah. Facts. Look at that big offensive line coordinator.
Big Sue.
All right.
Oh yeah, man. I can't wait for us to play Green Bay again. That was a fluke. They definitely can't fuck with us.
Facts. And that's definitely a game that I'm marking down on the calendar. One thing for sure out of that loss, which we still should have came up with a win. We played in Green Bay, so they got to see us at home. We won't be playing them in the cold at Lambeau.
Mm-hmm. That's the game we finna feast on again. Thanksgiving came a little early right here, but yeah, we'll take this one. We needed this one.
Look like they pulled Jared Goff out. So
yeah, they did. Jared full, man.
Yeah.
He don't ate already all night.
Yeah, he did a thing, man. And I said that, it's gonna come a time when you got to pull the starters out. Gibbs is out. He had a hell of a day. Yeah, and that was surprising game today. What the Miami Dolphins did to the Buffalo Bills. Went down there and get that W.
Oh yeah, got him.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm trying to say about the league right now, man. I was upset about that last loss we just took, but that's what's going on. Teams that shouldn't be winning is winning. So right now, everybody just got to play. They got a next man up.
Yeah. Hey, Gibbs a beast, man. I'm just looking at the highlights, man.
Hey, dog, they just sold J-Mo Tesla, and Allen, the quarterback and the two. That's the future right there of the Lions.
Right.
You'll see what I'm saying in a minute. They're
Damn,
gonna show him
J-Mo,
walking.
see, dropping passes and shit. See, that's what I
Now
be
what?
talking about. J-Mo got to stop dropping
Yeah,
passes.
he should have had that. He should have had that.
Yeah.
So he got to be mad at himself for shit like that.
Right. So pretty much this was our first time that this is our first punt. Okay, well, no, we still didn't punt, so we're going for a field goal. So this will make our 7th possession that we scored on if we score right here.
You see, hey, bro, do you understand what happened today?
What's that?
Dan Campbell played coach. They wasn't calling he was calling the plays with them, bro.
Yeah, I know.
All night.
Yeah.
All night.
Yeah, all night long. Yeah.
So that lets you know he took that shit to heart.
Yeah. He said, shit, I'm gonna do it myself.
I need in on every play y'all call, man.
Now look, 5-2 Green Bay, Chicago 6-3. We 5-3, but that'll change after this win.
Oh yeah, we finna be 6-3 now.
Yeah, we'll be on top of the division until Green Bay play.
NFC North, the NFC West. Very tough. You got Seattle up there, 6 victories.
Yeah, man, the league is definitely surprising this year. You know, it's a lot of teams, like they were just saying, Seattle, Indianapolis is, leading their divisions.
Man, it's a whole lot of teams that's eating right now. So it's hard to call. You can't be mad at no team right now because everybody playing hard.
Facts.
It's only a few teams. I think the Jets is 2-7, and another team is 2-7. Other than them two, everybody else got good records.
Right. Shit, the mirror, he gonna bury
It's coming down to the come down. So, like I said, we got to get, we gonna get our 3 games. We'll be in the playoff.
Oh, we definitely making the playoffs, bro. That's no fact.
Yeah, I'm just saying but I just want to let you see and the fans know on the What Up Though show how hard it's gonna be for everybody to make the playoffs, not just us. Like everybody, the division is stacked so hard, it's ain't no room to breathe.
It's not.
Every
and like
time
I said,
you play your next game, it's gonna be your worst game. You don't know.
Because after we get Philadelphia, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and LA, the rest of the way is NFC. Our divisional games, I should say. Yeah. So, but the rest of the games, besides Pittsburgh, are NFC games. So it's going to be tight, man. We got Dallas on the schedule. So we still got our hands full, Big Ken.
Yeah. It ain't over. That's why I said if the Lions make it like I think they is, it's gonna be because it's deserved, because it ain't gonna be easy.
Yeah, and if I make it, and if we do make it, we gotta make it as a number 1 seed. I don't think, and I'm not gonna say that, but I don't think it'll be a tough challenge for us to make it as a wild card. So we gotta win our division at least.
I mean, I'm gonna say it to you like this. I just feel like it's gonna be a whole lot of people fighting for wild card spots because the division is gonna be so. You just don't know right now. How many teams got the same record? It's ridiculous.
No, I agree. But my question though is, out of all the teams that's going to be wild card teams, and we won't see that until the end. Will any one of those teams be able to contend for a Super Bowl over the divisional champions of the divisions, I should say?
I got all the confidence in the world that the Lions gonna be where they was last year, and we ain't going out like we went out last year in the first round. That's what I'm thinking. So,
Did we go out? We went out in the first round. I thought it was the second round.
we seen them in the first round. They beat us in the first round.
That's horrible.
It was devastating. That's why this win means so much.
No, it meant a lot, especially after that loss, man. But we approaching you a little bit ahead of us, and you probably already at the 2-minute warning. We getting ready to approach the 2-minute warning. We've been going on 3 hours that we've been broadcasting live. This is what we do over here on the What Up Though show. I definitely need to make sure that you guys are hitting that like button. You guys are sharing, and just making sure that this content is getting out to others. But yeah, Big Ken, man, it definitely was a great win. For the team, a great win for the city, a must-win we needed to come back and kick their ass. Because like I said, they eliminated us in the playoffs last year. So this definitely was a game that we had circled. On the schedule.
No doubt. No, I know I did. No, when I seen that we had to get them, I'm like, it can't come quick enough.
Right. Yep. So we have reached the 2-minute warning. We're at the 2-minute warning. We have 2 minutes left. Big Kid, you go ahead and lead us away, man. I'll let you lead us out. Like I said, I've been on the air for 3 hours. And then before then, we did a pregame show. So I'm tired. I've been talking. I'm starting to get a little sluggish over here, but I'm going to complete the show. We're going to do it. But, lead us out, man. Give us your thoughts on the game. Break the game down.
The game came out exactly like I thought it would. I said that we was going to come and we was going to have to run it. I said that the quarterback was going to have over 200 yards rushing. I didn't know he was going to go crazy like this, but, we needed this for our confidence. After last year, we got it. I say we got that out the way. The Lions finna go and eat again next week against the Eagles. I don't know if it's going to be devastating like this, but I think we're going to eat again. It's going to be a very hard game, but the Lions, this is the Lions. We are pride. We come to get them. Everybody going to eat, like you see tonight. And long as Jared Goff got blocking and he can get out there and see who he see, the sky's the limit. Like I said, number one offensively, I just don't see nobody that has the offense that we have.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Period, point blank.
Right. And the stats prove what you're saying. You know what I mean? The past 3 years, Jared Goff has been one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback in the league. We just come up short last year. And then just a few games we got some calls that was questionable. So we just need to clean that shit up, and we'll definitely be back there again this year.
Hats off to the Lions, man, because we made it. Like I said, everybody in the league said that for the Lions to make it as far as they did last year, with the defense was depleted as ours, it was incredible. So just think about what we had this year. I believe that we're going to get further and maybe go all the way. That's what I'm hoping. I'm getting my T-shirts and jerseys ready. I don't know.
Oh, for sure, man. We definitely going to go further than what we did last year. I thought we made it to the second round, but we got eliminated in the first round. We definitely got to make it past the first round. Because really, man, it's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah. Yeah, we was like I said, I didn't have no defense. Everybody, they just went crazy on us. Like they missing a couple of their wide receivers right now, but they went crazy on us because we couldn't do nothing. We had nobody to cover their all-star wide receivers. Like right now, they can't stop us. It was almost, similar. But we put it on them a little bit worse because there's nothing they could do.
Right. We definitely took advantage of today's game of Washington being without their starting quarterback. And they took advantage of us being without, our starting secondary last year. So us rightfully, we went down there and did what we did today. We had to. A win, nothing less than a win would have been acceptable today.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. We had this was a must win. We not losing 2 in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go
I
on our
and
hopefully
I
our
and
last
I just
session.
once we get this win in Green Bay, hey, the sky's the limit from there.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go. We on the last drive. Montgomery in the backfield.
It's over with.
Yeah, but nah, man. It's been a big difference. What a week a difference make. In watching film and correcting the mistakes that we made last week, and being able to correct those things and then be able to show improve this week, Big Ken.
Yeah, it makes you feel proud to be a Lion. One pride, it make my week better. Once the Lions win, my whole week pretty much gonna go okay. But once they lose, it's like you drained a little bit more than
Hey, that's
usual.
crazy that you said that because I said that earlier. I'm like, it's like when the Lions lose, it fuck your whole week up, starting the beginning of the week.
It really does. Everybody get to calling you because they happy. My wife calling now. You know how that go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but will nobody be calling today talking shit? We handled our business.
Oh, niggas be upset. Yeah. I ain't hear from nobody last week.
We getting in the hold on, let me put this back on. So we are in that famous position in victory formation. The Lions had closed it out. That was it here. We took our last knee. Let everybody know where they can reach you. Let everybody know what you got going on.
Right now, I'm gonna be. You can reach me on the What Up Though show. That's what's going on right now. The What Up Though show.
That's what's up. Well, look, I
Yeah.
want to thank you again for coming on to the show, man. It was a great game. The Lions came out and did what they had to do. They did what they needed to do. We came out with that W like we had to. So I definitely can't wait till next week. It's going to be a great game. But we're going to enjoy this victory right now while we got it. I want to give my hats off to the fans who went down there and represented the D. You guys definitely have a safe trip back, and I don't have anything else to add. It's been another one. It's your boy Dame D, and I am out. Peace.
Peace.
One pride.
One pride.